You got to have a concept. You have a great concept. You guys are doing it, man. And it's an honor for me to just be, a small rock, man, in your mountain. I'm going to pop a top in your honor.
Mr. Doc Walker blessed us with his presence and knowledge.
You want to walk?
You got to have a concept. You have a great concept. You guys are doing it, man, and it's an honor for me to just be, a small rock, man, in your mountain. I'm gonna pop a top in your honor.
Mr. Doc Walker blessed us with his presence and knowledge.
We want to welcome in our next special guest, Haley Skarupa. She's a three-time world champion in women's ice hockey and most recently won Olympic gold with Team USA.
The Cap Stadium Series was definitely my favorite, obviously. I'm a huge Caps fan, I always have been, and to be there at that game with my teammates and for us to bring, our gold medals to there and share it with everyone in this area was really, really special for me, and just the support and it's been tremendous from everyone in this area, and you can feel that there at that game.
Welcome to Sports on the Hill podcast. Hashtag DC Sports Without the Politics with Carol and Robbie on True Radio Network.
And welcome to episode 406 of Sports on the Hill podcast. I am joined by Gil and C4, and we're hoping maybe in a few minutes, though there's crazy weather, so we'll preempt this show by talking about the fact that there is like tornado winds and crazy storms, including schools being let out early today. Zach had a half day, and
they let our schools out 3 hours early.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think Montgomery County got out 2 hours early, but then they wanted to let the parents get home for that, so then they let McLean just do a half day. And anyway, it's been a wild day of weather here. So if the podcast just suddenly just stops and everything dies and I run out of power, that's probably why. I may do this, Gil, just make you a co-host so that way it doesn't automatically die if my end dies and you could keep going in theory, to see if it flickers. So I may actually do that right now because there's not really a downside to it. Here, I'm gonna do that right now. We're gonna make Gil and C4 both co-hosts, so that way, hopefully, we don't all lose power at the same time. And then, so there we go. So now you got the power. You can share stuff and get all wild, right? I'm sure that you will. I think Gil prefers that I do the behind the scenes.
I know enough to get myself into trouble messing with this stuff, but there's no way. I mean, I would get us into trouble, and then we.
No, I would just have you guys keep going. I mean, although it wouldn't even work. Now that I think about it, the OBS is also on power, and it's not even on a laptop. So the main connection goes first. But anyway, that's actually a good idea. But why don't I just set it to record on the cloud?
There we go.
And then
recording in progress.
There we go. And then that way, the cloud may have a copy if we lose it. So who knows? Where's the cloud, Gil? Anyway, right now we've got a live WWE Raw with Penta coming out as the champion, and we've had a really exciting.
Dom's ass.
Yes, he kicked Dom's ass, and it set a whole lot of things into motion, and we'll talk about that in hour 2. C4 was actually just doing a wrestling podcast, so I know she's in the mood, and over with the Securum team, they do wrestling as well as hockey shows and things like that.
Yeah, he's live streaming Raw tonight. So
and that is great. So I will actually do the C4. Oops, I'm clicking too many buttons there. But I will do the C4 command, and you can see over there where they do live stuff. And thank you for the gift subs and the hype train. There's so much going on right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And Carly's there, and we got Stuart there, and then we also got Champ in chat. My dad is wishing us a happy 10 years. Sith is in chat, and so Becky has come on. We got Sniper in chat as well. So I really appreciate everybody for tuning in and being a part of this. Lots of awesome people, including Lisa, who's just followed us as well. So thank you for the follow. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in and helping me celebrate what is 10 years on Sports on the Hill podcast. It's crazy. 10 years ago tomorrow was when we started. It was we decided to do our trial run on St. Patrick's Day. So it's easy to remember the anniversary every year. And we did it on a Saturday that night with Carol and I'm hoping Carol might even be able to stop by at the end of the show. He might be one of our last special guests. A couple people have been able to join in. A couple people will have to back out. Lots of weather, lots of issues tonight. But I really appreciate everyone for tuning in and being a part of it. So it's really cool. Benson's in chat as well. So a lively chat already live on Twitch and obviously on Facebook as well. You can always ask your questions on any of the platforms. We'll try to get to them. Hopefully the bot will relay that to me. Thank you again for the hype train. That
Anna.
was 10 community subs by Low Bass Guy, who, by the way, is the leader of the web community, which is the web creative community, which is the group we are on live on Twitch. And so they do a lot of art stuff and a lot of really cool projects, and it's a gathering of people that are like-minded. And so go check them out as well. And there she is, Anna Knox, surviving the storm, braving it for us so far. So How are you doing, Anna?
I'm doing well. I'm so sorry for the delay.
No, it's good. I've been bamfing, so it's all been good. I was able to kill some time and stuff like that.
How are you? Oh my God.
Good. Yeah, this is so exciting. 10 years. It's so cool.
Dragon Lee.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, so we got wrestling. We also got the World Baseball Classic. So in hour 2, after we talk a little bit of hockey, the ups and downs for the Caps.
That game yesterday Team USA was crazy.
Yeah, Team USA made the finals after almost not even making it out of the opening round, thanks to Italy winning a game. So it's just wild stuff, because a lot has changed since we were last on air. We thought that if them winning the game meant they got to the next round. It turned out they needed some assistance, because they lost to Italy and then needed Italy to beat Mexico. Tonight is the other semifinal, so we'll have a live look in to see who Team USA will play for the finals, which I believe is tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting in hour 2. We'll talk wrestling. We're watching Raw. We've got Champ and Sith in chat. They'll be joining us as well. Lots to go over in wrestling. Lots to go over in the World Baseball Classic. And then we'll have Tim and Arun join us at the end for some March Madness as well. And some other guests are planning to stop by to either talk March Madness with us or talk about life or anything they want. So, and if anybody else wants to join that's in chat, you can always send me a message and I can always give you a link as well. So, especially at the 11 o'clock hour, we'll be chatting about what it's like to be at 10 years. And this is the second to last episode of Season 10. Next week, we'll have our Season 10 finale. And then I'll take 2 weeks off. And then we'll start Season 11, which is wild. I never thought we'd get to Season 11, but here we are.
Are you traveling for break?
Yeah, I'm excited for the break. I'm going to do 2 things. We're going to take my kids to Texas while my wife still works, and she's got a different spring break, and so I then take the kids back with my mother-in-law, so she's help me take them down to Texas and back, so she's the real saint. And then she's going to watch them here while we go to Mexico for...
That's right.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That's
so
right,
for Liz's 40th birthday, we're doing a bunch of scuba diving and a lot of fun stuff with her best friend since she was like 5 years old and her husband. And so they'll be snorkeling for some of it with us too. So that'll be, and they both turned 40, awesome. Right around the same time. So it's great.
Very cool.
That is very cool.
So I'm excited about that.
Good people.
Yeah. That'll be really cool. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, but thank you everyone for tuning in. My dad wanted to point out that UPenn wins the Ivy title and are going dancing in the NCAA, which is awesome.
Okay.
And yeah. Anyway, well, Gil, real quickly, I want to let you give a quick shout out to what you guys talked about this week on the Power Play Point podcast, and then we will get into it.
I had Miss Gin Dependent, our one of our co-hosts, on as somebody had a birthday and
how rude.
Had to
I know.
had to celebrate that.
You would think I was like turning 7 or something.
Right.
Well, it's not every day your young lady turns 21 again. So
yeah.
Well, there we go.
There you go. But we talked about the Caps 2-1 in 1 week. And a lot of stuff that happened, good and bad, that comes with that. And then came the last game, and we kind of got into that because a lot of really crazy SHIT happened in that game, which offshooted into discussions about stuff. I tried not to go on to a shootout rant again, but let's just say it leaked out. Had I said what I wanted to say about it, I probably would have been kicked off the internet forever. So I tried to keep it PG, but you can give it a listen, download, listen, and enjoy at your own leisure and catch our show. We will be back on regular, and I don't mean because we took a laxative. That means the one and only Mermaid will be on with us.
I don't know after that comment.
Yeah, it's like,
and now she's suddenly busy.
I think I have plans.
She's gotten a cough suddenly after the show.
I'm
But
gonna
I
be
will
in DC
say,
this weekend, so
I will say, since all of you are near and dear to my heart, I feel like I have to make a statement, and I can't believe I'm going to say it.
Uh-oh.
But Gil, I officially hate the shootout.
There you go. All right. Yeah.
Finally, a convert. Finally.
That was a crazy shootout. We'll get into it, but I've never seen so much iron get hit.
Marcus, we were on our way to Hershey, and Marcus is following on the app, and it's just like, it was insane.
And usually, like, I'm like, fuck it, like, who cares? You get paid all this money. Well, you know, like, I'm always like, it's a skill competition, I guess. But, you know, after watching that, and I was like, I hate everything about this right now. Like, it was just like pulling names out of a hat, being like, oh, okay, let's try this person. And it was just awful. So I know I jumped ahead, but I felt like I needed to make the confession early on.
I can't believe it. A little bit. We got another gifted sub, which is now there's 12 gifted subs in this stream, which means I'm gonna have to do a giveaway. So we'll do that at the end of, because we already have so much going on in this hour. So after this hour, we'll do that as part of hour 2. We'll do some sort of merch giveaway for that. But thank you so much for doing that. And wow, it's the most gifted subs I've had in a long time. So I really appreciate that.
Was it because of my shootout comment?
Yeah, I guess so. And Champ says, I like shootouts, shrug. Sith says he doesn't like shootouts. So you have on both sides of that. But they are exciting. I think they're a terrible way to decide hockey. They're their own gimmick. It's just not a good way to decide.
It's fun. It's fine, like in preseason, just to do it, but you know, as part of a regular game, no. Either end it in a tie or keep going.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because my daughter's trying to barter to not go to bed, and my wife put her to work doing dishes, which is hilarious. She's like,
you really don't want to go to bed? Okay, well, you can do this chore.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have your choice now. You can do a chore or go to bed. Which would you rather do?
Exactly. So
my parents used to do the same thing. You don't want to go to bed? Okay, we're going to put you to work.
Yeah, exactly. Got all this energy now, right? And suddenly they're not going to have so much energy, right? So
right, exactly.
Anyway,
yeah. It usually worked for us, so.
Yeah, but that was a really long shootout, and there was a lot of ineptitude. I couldn't tell if the goalies were being good or just everybody was off the mark.
I couldn't see the shots, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, it was all off the irons. That's why I can't really credit a lot of the goalie. I mean, there was a couple of saves, Gil, but I feel like most of it were, near misses. So.
Yeah. Awful.
The guy that came the closest big surprise was Ryan Leonard. Had he managed to lift the puck maybe about a half an inch of an angle, that would have turned into a trajectory where it would have been just enough to go over Swayman's pad and under his glove.
And Marcus would have screamed at the top of his lungs, scaring the ever-living daylights out of me, and I'd have run off the road.
True. So it was a blessing in disguise. Like, I get that.
It's brutal. Yeah. I mean, this week had a little bit of everything, not necessarily a good way. It's just the Philly game was just disappointing. I mean, we'll get through all of them, but just this is my general feelings about the week. Disappointing. So then I did not put a lot of effort or energy into the next game because Liz was going out for her birthday with all the kids because it was the night before her birthday. So they always want to celebrate a birthday. So we just focused on that. I was like, there's no way they're going to beat the number 1 team in the league. Like, why would I even watch that? Right. Of course I tune in, and that was the best game of the week. Right. As I didn't watch.
Yeah.
And then I watched again because I'm a sucker for the Boston game, which has all the worst trappings screens, daytime game, Boston, national television. And it was actually a pretty good game. It was a close game. At least I saw some effort being put forth, but then you got the lame shootout, and I don't know.
Yeah.
And
it's
just they keep on giving you the hope and they pull it away. Game. It's like the guy with the fishing, right? Like the dollar, and you just you're so close and you're getting some points, but you're really falling farther behind. And
they are in my head. Charlie Brown and Lucy with the football. It's like,
there you go.
Here we go, and no.
That's it.
But it's just Gil, at this point, is it better to lose? It's not what are you going to get from this?
Well, look, here's my personal preference, and you can make of it what you will, but I have zero respect for any team that tanks. Right. And even so, if you look at the numbers, I don't think even if the Caps lose a vast majority of their remaining 17, 18 games, they still will not be good enough or bad enough to rank a decent lottery pick. Yeah. Because there are so many teams in the West that are so awful that we
would be in the playoffs in the West.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I almost wonder, they've talked about this, or maybe the top 2 from each division makes it, and then the wild card is the next best 8 teams across hockey, and then they reseed where they go, where it's no longer East and West. That's what they do in soccer,
Yeah.
And why do we promote having a shitty division? One of the 4 divisions is significantly worse than the other 3.
Yeah.
And they're still getting 3 automatic bids, right?
Believe it or not, once upon a time, the NHL actually did a 1-16 playoff format. Now, that was when that is in the days where the first round was only 3 games, best of 3, but even so.
I think it would create a lot of new matchups. Each division gets 2 teams, and then there's a wild card pool. Next 4 teams make it. 2 of them, the next 8 teams make it, right, afterwards, and then you reseed. The division leaders will play the wild card teams. The second place team will play the other wild card team, and that's how the bracket. And it would make for some good matchups. You get to see some teams and matchups that you would never get to see otherwise, unless it can happen at the end, right, for East versus West. So I don't know. I think they could redo that. I also still like the idea in the Olympics that I came up with where it's just less time each overtime and you less the number of players. So it's 4-on-4 for 5 minutes, then 3-on-3, for less time, and you keep on going until it's 1-on-1. And it's just a duel for hockey, to see who can score first, So I don't know, or something. That's as close to hockey and closer than the shootout is. So it doesn't. Anyway, we'll move on. And Lisa says, "Bring back fights in hockey." Yeah, definitely there are less fights. I don't know. But I didn't say that Low Base Guy had to leave, but thank you so much again for all the gift subs. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone for tuning in. And Scorebots letting us know that the Kings have defeated the Rangers 4-1, which is always a good thing. And the Red Wings just scored, and they're beating the Flames 5-2 right now. And the Dallas Stars have scored, and they're tied with the Mammoth 2-2 in their game. So those are some live games. Let's get into this week. Not a whole lot of scoring, not a whole lot we're going to break down, but I figure we've done it so far for all these games. So let's keep it going. And we're going to start off with Ryan Leonard. Let me get into my hockey scene over here. And that's at least a little bit better. Okay, so Gil, I'll let you break down this Ryan Leonard goal. This is his second game with a goal in a row, right? I believe for him.
Yes, as he had one in the last game. So it's basically Dubois and Ovi who do the hard work along the boards here.
Oops.
Along the half boards.
Hold
where
Sorry.
whoa, we are
Yeah,
whoa.
the whole thing got messed up, and I don't know
that's
there we go.
discombobulated. Okay, so all right, so back to normal here. So Leonard digs it out after Ovi and Dubois dig it out from the half boards. And yes, you got to play that song. You gotta remind yourself who you're dealing with. Yeah, there's all kinds of angry birds here, and but seriously, I really like what I saw in Ryan Leonard, because I think this is you're gonna see what I saw as part of his character when he was in Boston College. The guy hates to lose, and you can't have enough of that type of player. I think you're going to see a lot more of that come out. And under the right circumstances, that can be infectious. And the Caps could sorely need a dose of that right now, big time. So he's one of the offensive leaders right now, but can't do it alone, as you saw here. So continuing to like what I see. His game keeps growing over time. Gotta love it. But spoiler alert, this would be the only goal the Caps would get in this game.
Yeah. Usually when we score first, it's a good thing. Anna, what are some of your thoughts on this goal, and then overall, your thoughts on the game?
Oh, yeah. This was rough. But I will say, just keeping it on the positive, because why not? I agree with Gal. This is seeing number 9. I'm feeling like he's feeling it, and he's consistent, and I think we're loving that, and I think that's amazing. But I will say, excuse me, I am even more impressed, however, with PLD. Like, just really loving everything he has to offer on the ice. It's fantastic to see. He's got, he's out there and he's giving it his all. So I'm loving this. So this is a great goal to see, even though it was the only one that we saw.
Yeah. C4, what are some of your thoughts?
I mean, it's Ryan Leonard. It's a beauty. It was almost as pretty as the one he had against the game I was at. The last game at the very end. But explain to me how he is one of our better producers and one of the best players on the ice, but he is getting only 13 or 14 minutes of ice time a game. That's what's frustrating me the most about the whole thing. But all in all, the Philly game was
yeah
just kind of meh. I mean, it was not good. I mean, the funny thing is the shots on goal. I mean, when you look at the stats, we didn't play horrible, but we just didn't score, and they did. And I don't know, and I didn't.
What do you think about the coaching?
A lot of the game.
Do you think that there's a lot of talk in Caps, world about the coaching of Carberry, and I like him, but I'm not seeing the results.
So here's what I'm seeing in Carberry, and Marcus concurs too. I'm starting to see a little bit of Laviolette, and I say that because he refuses, absolutely flat out refuses to sit Ovi at all. And Ovi, especially on the power play, has been a freaking pylon. He stands at the blue line. He crosses the blue line. He might move around a little bit, but then he goes back to the other side of the blue line. So he's not doing Ovi things anymore, for whatever reason. If I was Carberry, I would say either start doing Ovi things again or your ass is on the bench.
Yeah,
And
I wonder how much of
the
the
opportunity
of
and
Ovi's decision's been made.
I don't
You know, because like I'm just wondering if they're trying to be like.
But because he keeps Ovi on that top two lines, Leonard can't play up there, right? Because there's, Strome deserves to be up there, Wilson deserves to be up there, Protas deserves to be up there. But you've got to make a spot for Leonard. He is playing so well right now, and he will only get better if he is playing with better players. Yes, he's playing with Dubois. That's fantastic, but you've got Michael on the other side, and that just tears everything down. I would love to see that PLD line that we saw at the beginning of the season before Dubois got hurt. That line in practice on the ice, that line was near unstoppable. I want to see that line again. Will it ever happen? I don't know. But Carberry's got some decisions to make.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, Gil, it's so hard because if the team doesn't know what Ovechkin's doing, do you think the team knows? Do you think that Ovechkin's the only one that knows?
I'm pretty sure Ovechkin's the only one that knows.
I think he's keeping it pretty close to the vest. He might have dropped hints to management. But it's obvious that one, he's not anywhere near the player he was even 2 years ago, let alone last year, let alone before that. The man hasn't scored in, what is it now, 12 games, 15 games?
Oh, at least.
So more than a dozen games easily, probably the longest streak he's gone without a goal. Still does not have a home power play goal, if you can believe that. I'm not gonna be one of those. And pardon me, Cheryl. I know how you feel about him. I'm not so adamant about it, but I think he knows inside he doesn't have much left in the tank. I'm not going to be one of those where he's got to go now. I think he knows that he's reaching the end and it's coming very soon. But I don't think it does anybody any good to focus on that. He'll come out and say it when he's ready to say it, but hopefully that soon. I don't think it's as big a distraction as some are making it out to be. Now
I don't see it as a distraction. But I just see it as Ovi wanting to do things his way and Carberry catering to him.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who thinks he has to get it done himself, and that helps the team. Not that he doesn't want to see, anyone else. He's not so selfish that he doesn't want anyone else on the team getting it done, but he feels like he's got to carry a significant load of the burden, and I think there's part of him right now that's he's tearing himself apart that he's not getting the results, and I think he knows he's at the end.
Yeah,
but it's got to be so hard. It's just like we knew it was going to happen. It's like, yeah. And we've been counting sort of down the years till this moment. It's weird. I wanted to do some research. I didn't get time to do it, but just like to see where Ovi's gone in the last 10 years since when we started this show. Like he hadn't had a cup yet. Like all these milestones that he hit, and it's just eventually you're just going to run out of gas. I mean, he takes so much physical contact. It's not like a lot of these other fast skating scorers, right, that are trying, he is searching for the physicality, right? And that eventually, I know it hasn't worn him down shockingly over this amount of time, but like he's one of the top 5 slowest players on the ice now, according to metrics, and that's a real thing. And it's
he's chasing the game instead of forcing the action.
Yeah.
That's the guts of it. And
yeah, he just kind of gets out there. He'll stand at the blue line until it's safe for him to go onside, and he kind of skates around a little bit, and then he goes back. it's very frustrating to watch because the other night when we were at that game, I was just saying, is there something wrong with him? Is there something wrong? And that's when why can't I remember who we were playing that night? Calgary. And it was towards the end, and that's when Calgary, I mean, the guy literally just blew right by him and scored. And it was just like, Ovi, what's going on here?
I would imagine for someone who started off the season with all the pressure of breaking, Gretzky's record and stuff, that's all we talked about. I mean, like literally all we talked about was like, when is it going to be? Is it going to be a home game? Is it going to be this? And it's like, and then we're just, podcast fans and Cap fans talking about it. Imagine what, is kind of going on in his head.
Right.
And he accomplished it, and it was amazing. And it was kind of like, okay, there's this, moving away from that. But I think what people are forgetting is like, my God, he's 40 years old.
Right.
I think what I respect about him is I don't think that he is trying to carry the team. I think he is humbled himself enough to kind of, hand things over. But I also think it was a year that was very challenging for him to let go of Oshie and Backstrom and now Carlson.
Yeah.
It's like, it's obvious. It's like, you're in the pecking order. You are next. And that's a hard pill to swallow when you've been with the team, for 20 years. This is your family. But I feel like I do respect the fact that recently, what I read in an interview is that, he wants to leave the sport without some terrible injury where, like he's forced to leave, but he wants to also leave the sport so that he can still be active with his boys and still do things and not have all the aches and pains. So he definitely knows it. And it's like, I don't think I think he's giving us what he can. And I think Carberry is probably, it's tough to acknowledge that, the great eight has to maybe sit out. And I think we'll probably see that in the next couple of games. Things maybe these last couple of games, we're just going to see all different lines. We'll see what Cole Hutson does and how crazy things get. But I feel like he's just going to let him have his last, dozen games before we retire that number.
Because there was a time earlier in the season where he was playing fewer minutes, and he was actually playing better when he was playing fewer minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and he wasn't on the power play as much. And I just don't understand why he's on the power play if he's not doing anything. And I think that's a large part of why the power play is so ineffective, is because you only have 4 guys actually doing the work, not 5.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. I mean, I love Ovi. I mean, I don't want to see him go, but it is, but he knows it's time.
Well,
I know he knows it's time.
It's been your life for, well, I want to say 20 years here, but like, it's been his life probably for 35 years.
Yeah.
It's kind of like all he knows. And so it's going to be a huge adjustment, especially when you've had the Oshie, Backstrom, Carlson, you know.
And Carberry's going to have to make some decisions.
Yeah.
And they're going to be hard decisions. They're not going to be easy decisions, and people aren't going to like them, but they have to be made. They have to. I mean,
it's just so tough because like the fans obviously want to see Ovechkin, right? If this is his last season, so it's like, but you also want to develop for the future too. So
that's why I feel like he's just gonna have to balance those lines out. I don't think Ovi's gonna get less minutes. I really do think they're gonna say, hey, listen, this is it for the grade 8, and let's just let him have his last.
Do you think they ever announce it before it's over, or it's just afterwards?
No.
It just
I
sucks
think
for the
after.
fans that the fans don't get to try to buy up those tickets and go to those games. You know,
But I think that
people are buying those tickets. Have you seen the cost for those tickets for the last couple of games?
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I'm happy that Gil, you and I got to see a game, and I'm happy that I got to go with my dad and my son, so we got to sit and get he got to get one last game with them. If it happens to be that way, so I can feel good with that. I've been fortunate to get to see a lot of his memories, but it's just it's gonna be so sad. It'll be the saddest day in this podcast history.
The Capitals would be very much smarter to wait to say anything until it's actually his last game.
But it is the elephant in the room. I mean, of
course it is. We all know it's the elephant in the room. But
it's like, okay, so
and it's a double-edged sword because now we're distracted. Oh my God, is this as early as last year? Is he really going to retire? So we have that distraction. But if he announced it, then we'd have the whole distraction of, Ovi's retiring, and that's whole and then it's all Ovi again. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's trying to find the balance between the team and Ovi, because the last couple of years it's been all about Ovi, right? Chasing, tying the record, breaking the record, getting to 900. It's been all about Ovi the last couple of years. So I think now it needs to start being about the team.
Yeah.
It can't be about
I don't
love
think
Ovi. I do, and
of course.
It's been a privilege and an honor and a whatever to see him play. I've got 2 more games I'm going to, and that's probably going to be it for me this year for the Capitals.
You say that you haven't gone to so many. I've been so impressed with how many you've gotten to see.
But I mean, it's like, it's been an honor and a privilege and a joy to see him play most of the time. But now it's got to be about the team. What's best for the team going forward? Because we all know it's happening. It's coming.
Speaking of that, it is coming, but you're going to see that part of it play out more in the off season. There's really not a whole lot they can do now.
No, just play the season out.
Play it out, and
don't, like you said, it doesn't make sense to tank it. I say get as many points as we can, and maybe we'll play spoiler for somebody.
Right.
But, at this
we're going to get to be that one team out of the playoffs. It's just how it's going to be. We're going to be like the 1 point away.
I am not going to lose any sleep over having the 17th pick or the 18th pick.
Absolutely not.
Whatever the hell it is.
Absolutely not.
Whatever works out. If we're not even part of the stupid ping pong derby,
right?
That joke of an event that the league voice on us. I'm not going to lose any sleep over not being part of that. We've got plenty of prospects right now that will be something of this team within 1 to 2 years. I'm not. Okay, yeah, there's 1 or 2 guys in this draft.
Gil, do you think that our coach is the guy who's going to lead us there with these prospects and stuff like that?
I don't know. And unfortunately, I can't answer that until I see him with these guys next year. Next year is going to be his truest test.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have, at a minimum, Leonard, sort of. Those 2 guys aren't going anywhere. Most likely Cole Hutson, maybe 1 or 2 other guys. So you're going to have 3 guys with less than 2 years or less experience that are going to need to play a major part of the team. Most likely Ovi will be gone. Most likely Carlson won't be coming back. So Carberry has to decide. He's got to decide, okay, I've got to do the things that are going to develop these younger guys. So next year will be the truest test of his ability to do that. And if he fails,
but here's the thing: we're not going to make
gone.
the playoffs.
I'm going to say it right now.
Oh, agreed. Here's the thing, though: if we're not going to make the playoffs, why not start now? Move Leonard up to the first or second line. Keep Sort. I don't know. Sort is playing 3rd line right now. Move him up to the second line. Start moving some of these younger. Give them a chance to play. I mean,
that's the other thing about him. He does that for all of 1 or 2 shifts, and then he reshuffles the lines again. And I tell you why he does that. It's because I said this 2-3 episodes ago. He doesn't have the fourth line to put out there anymore and stabilize things.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a fourth line all year, and that exposed him in his ability to run the game. Not having those three guys to calm things down and control things when things got out of hand. That in my mind has exposed him. Mm-hmm. And a lot of folks will say, no, it's not the coaching. It's not the coaching. It is the coaching.
It's the coaching.
It is the coaching. He's not putting out the players that need to be out there in certain situations. Now, I'm willing to give him a pass because the Dubois injury hurt them a lot.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't been consistent. That's not on the coaching necessarily, not all the time. So I'm willing to give them a pass for this year.
They got to do a whole revamp of the power play, though.
Like I said, well, that's another part of it.
First of all, you need 5 guys doing the work on the overs.
Right.
Sorry, Ovi's sitting like a pylon at the blue line.
Well, most likely he will not be back. That'll be a true test of that part of the coaching. So it's going to be very interesting what they do in the offseason to hopefully add pieces. They got double-digit millions in the cap. They better do something.
Yeah.
But no matter what, they have all these young guys that are ready now to come in and do something. And part of his responsibility is to develop that talent and give them the opportunity to succeed. And I think that part of it, however the wins and losses shake out, it's going to come down to how those guys look 50, 60 games into the season. And if they're not really coming along, I think it's going to be a really hard case to keep Carberry for another year.
So which also begs the question why they called up Miro, because he's been sitting in the press box.
That I don't understand at all.
They need him at Hershey. They need him back in Hershey.
Yeah, that's
you're not
kind of the
play
thing,
him,
though. It's like you either got to play them or send them back, because like if Hershey doesn't make the playoffs and we don't make the playoffs,
the scary thought is we could lose out and still make the playoffs.
Oh, really?
Hershey could lose out. Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think Marcus did the math, and I think they can lose out and still make the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good, but still,
it's still not good for him personally.
Yeah.
Why'd you call him? Okay, I get it. Hendrix LaPierre has been playing great this last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
So you can't really sit him.
Really picked up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you could. Wouldn't he have to clear waivers though if we tried to send LaPierre back?
Probably.
Yeah. So it doesn't make any sense. But he's been playing a lot better. I think he's starting to find his niche. But
well, it's after the deadline, so as long as we're under the cap, you don't really have to send anybody down.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good point. And getting rid of John Carlson's contract kind of helped us a lot with that.
Yeah.
And it was weird seeing him in a Ducks uniform.
It was very strange. And then he got the Bombay jacket.
Yeah, which is a really cool thing to give people. I gotta say, I'm on board with the Ducks this year. If we're not gonna make it, I'm gonna root for them. Like, maybe we'll be a Ducks podcast for a playoffs. So we'll root for John Carlson. But all right, we only have 5 minutes left, so we're gonna quickly go through these goals. Ryan Leonard did score against Buffalo. Gil, I'll let you break this one down.
Great solo effort by him. Sabres have it at the blue line. He picks it off, and it's all him. From blue line to red line to blue line, and the right circle, wrists it past Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Nope, wrong Sally. That's wrong. Wrong bird. There's the right bird. And he's a little stoic in the celebration because he knows it's only but that's the right way. Be all stone faced and everything, but that's the right way to celebrate when you're fighting for your playoff. And then
I'm going to show the next goal as well, and then we'll just talk about the game in general. But Gil, why don't you break down the one that made it 2-1?
Okay, so Van Riemsdyk puts it on goal. Protas does a great job here. All those bodies he's got to fight off, and then turns around, fires it across his body, across the net to Chychrun, who fires an amazing shot. I don't know how he managed to get it off so fast, but it was like that one from last week. Easily the best shot from the point from a D-man. I don't care who you throw in the discussion, McCarr, whoever. This man has the best point shot in the league, bar none. And he showed it off here, and it was the one that gave him the lead, thank God. And yeah, this was an amazing game to watch. But yeah, Chychrun has been
wide
a
open
gem.
too.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the game, though, I mean, that's what you got to do against a tough team. You got to keep it close on the road and find your way at the end. Anna, what are some of your thoughts on?
I'm agreeing with everything being said. I absolutely loved this game, and can't go wrong with the number 6. Got game, yeah. Yes, he does.
He's so good, and we got Ryan Leonard 3 games in a row with a goal. So yeah, it's funny because you heard Craig Laughlin actually talking about sometimes they go on streaks, right? And then you get one and they keep on going, and so it's nice to see him get on a little heat streak with that. And I agree with you guys. Play these guys more, mix it up. What do you got to lose at this point? By the way, talking about loser points, Ryan was talking about in chat that unfortunately the Devils and Bruins gave each other a loser point. They went to overtime, right? So that sets the goalpost even further back for us, right? So not helpful for sure. But yeah, at this point, I'm just going to assume we're not going to make the playoffs unless we go on this miraculous run, especially while we're away.
Even if they do, they're still going to need help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the schedule didn't do them any favors.
Yeah.
No, because a lot of these teams have games in hand on us. So.
Yeah.
Right, and then the next game, Matt Roy, what a great goal this was in the second period. But Gil, why don't you break this one down?
Okay, so LaPierre sets it up over to Dubois. They gain the zone back to LaPierre, and it's Sandin, who's been great, over to Roy, who just puts it on net. And, it was one of these deals.
Yeah.
It kind of went, went a little like that. Because Swayman looked like, on both of these goals, Swayman looked like he was absolutely lost on this shot. So, just nice to see some puck luck here to finish it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. And nice to see Roy doing well.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
He played well in Calgary. I think he got a goal in Calgary, too. When he played Calgary, too, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, because that was his, what was his 500th game that night. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And the game before that was $4.99. $4.99!
Sorry. And Rasmus Sandin got a really nice goal too. He put himself together a really great game, I thought. He had a lot of opportunities before this goal, and so it was nice to see it finally go in the back of the net for him. Gil, why don't you break this one down?
Okay, so Sandin, continues his streak of a run of great play, which I don't think is an accident. We discussed that on the show. Wins the faceoff. The Beauvillier looks like he wins the faceoff, and it's another knuckle puck at. I think little 5-knuckle shuffle here showing off here.
Yes, I like it. We got some wrestling. It's a good segue for
there
the segment. So I know the wrestling guys will be happy about that one. So it was a seeing eye puck, crazy shot, but just what effort that he put into this game. That's why I'm super bummed that we couldn't get the other point out of it. But Anna, what are some of your thoughts?
No, he was like my star of the game for sure. It was. I love the fact that even just you seen him defeated for missing, and then he didn't stop. He just kept going. He kept just being persistent, and I absolutely loved it. So it was a great goal to see.
Yeah, it's nice to see him again, also doing well again, because he went through a bit of a slump for a while too. So it's nice to see things starting to come together.
Agree.
Yeah. So unfortunately, they would then go on and score, and then we documented the shootout sort of at the beginning of the segment, but just a ridiculous amount of posts and crossbars and
what was it, 9
non-goals.
shooters or something?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I get to the 7th round, is that right, Gil?
Something like that.
Eight rounds at least, I think it was.
Yeah, it was 8 or 9, I think. I don't know.
And,
but it was just...
however many rounds it was, we all wanted to go 10 rounds with Jose Cuervo after that because it was
right?
A ridiculous roller coaster. I'm going to shut up now because I'm not going to.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not dignifying that.
So
I won't.
Misses by Pierre-Luc Dubois. I'm just going to R guys. You know, I got Ryan Leonard, Dylan Strome, Beauvillier. We got Connor McMichael, then Ovi, then Chikrin, then Ethan Frank, and then Protas. So,
that was 9.
Yeah,
it was awful. It really was. It was awful. And I don't know. I felt like this was probably, for me, my most frustrating game. Well, I will say, like, so my star was Sandine, and my whatever an opposite of star would be was McMichael. So not happy with how he was.
Yeah,
playing.
that's another thing. That's another one I have thoughts about.
Yeah, no, and he seemed to be on the ascent, and things were going well last year, and I don't know.
Yeah.
There was times this year we saw glimpses of it, but like he just has not had the consistency of what we were hoping.
So not to promote what I do even more, but hopefully you have the benefit. You're out there watching and listening on Robbie's show here. Have the benefit of being part of the Power Play Podcast. Power Play Point Podcast Facebook group. After every game, I try to post the hockey stat cards, scorecards that show how each Caps player does based on their actions in the game. That should give everybody a good idea, game to game, how the Caps are doing player by player.
Is that what that is?
It's a bar chart.
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
It's a bar chart. Well, you're a teacher. You should appreciate it. It's a bar chart that shows, and it's 0 that's in the center. So more left of 0 is obviously bad. More right of 0 is good, and it raises their score. So if they're in the negative, that means they didn't have such a good game. Low positive to high positive means they had the great game. That's how you read those things. So I would like anybody that's part of our page to pay more attention to those, because that'll give you a pretty good idea of who's been playing well and who hasn't.
Yeah,
for sure. Thank you, Andy. It's good to see you. I'm gonna change over to our main window here. We've kind of run out of time. I'll just give it a quick update of the upcoming games if people are interested. Wednesday is Ottawa at home. Friday is against the Devils at home. And then Sunday, that's this 12:30 matinee game against Colorado that C4 will be going to.
I'm also going to the Ottawa game.
Oh, wow. You're going to 2 games this week. So,
well, Hudson.
Right.
And there's a certain... a certain person in the... Well, actually, it's funny because, so we're going to... Actually, he's going to practice on Tuesday. I would go, but I have an appointment I can't change.
Do we know Hudson's number yet? Has it been announced?
44.
44.
Just like
and
in
he's
college.
already ordered the jersey.
Nice.
He's already ordered the jersey. So, so we're going to the Ottawa game to stock Cole Hutson, and we're going to the Colorado game to stock them. So, the Colorado game, we're actually going to be staying in their hotel. We got a room at the hotel because, Marcus wants to meet Landeskog. That's the hope. We'll see.
I was looking at famous players to wear number 44 as defensive players. Brooks Orpik, Chris Pronger.
The last one.
Yeah.
For the Caps.
Yeah, and Chris Pronger. And then Zdeno Chara wore it with Ottawa. before
he
being
did.
33 with Boston, and now Cole Hutson. So
Nice.
the idea behind the number 44 is they're supposed to be a shutdown defender. So we'll see how he does.
You're not gonna get that from Cole Hutson. What you are gonna get, you're gonna get a guy who skates really well, shoots the puck damn good. You think Chikrin's got a shot? This kid's got a hell of a shot, and he can put it anywhere. I'm not kidding about that. That was his specialty at BU. He could pick any corner from anywhere. He is that good. Now, the downside, he's going to be not so great on the defensive end. That's been the knock on him forever. And honestly, that's kind of not really why they drafted him, but I'm sure it'll get better. His skating is good enough that he can keep up with the game, but his hallmark is going to be the way he moves the puck and, of course, his point shot. So, yeah, it sucks that Carlson's gone, but I think going forward, I don't want to say we have his heir apparent, but it could very well be that we have a smaller pint-sized version of John Carlson, who's probably a bit of a better skater as well. So a quick shout out to, of course, Marcus, the mighty Sakroom. Of course, this information came from him and his podcast, the Capitals Off Their Chain podcast. Which
we're actually
is featured this week.
Yeah, we're actually doing actually most of our podcasts now. We're actually going to, if we could get it to work, we're going to start live streaming. We were live streaming the Raw, but apparently the software kicked us out for some reason. So I'll be sticking around for the wrestling here. But if we can get the software to work.
I'm happy to have you because it's an exciting match right now. But
yeah.
I do want to let Anna and Gil go. Exciting week, Ottawa, New Jersey, Colorado. Hopefully we get some wins. Next week will be our season 10 finale, and hopefully we can all discuss those. Anna, any final thoughts before we let you go?
No. I don't. I don't know. This upcoming week is going to be rough, but right now we're just going to celebrate you guys and Sports on the Hill 10 years and bravo to you. It's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's been fun. I was thinking you and Gil both been on for about 8 years now, which is wild to think of how far they've come since they won the cup. And C4, you've been on like 4 or 5 years. Like you've been on for a while. So so it goes by quickly. So I appreciate all of your insights and helping us break it down on the ups and the downs. We've gotten to celebrate the greatest of goal, and then we've also celebrated what they're doing, whatever this is.
Flows.
But 8 out of 10 years to make the playoffs. I would say if someone told me 10 years ago, would you take that? I would say yes if there was a cup thrown in there too. So it's worked out pretty well, and I really appreciate your friendship and happy birthday belated again.
Yes.
But I appreciate you coming on, and we'll definitely talk to you soon.
Definitely have a great rest of the show. And my husband's actually going to the Wizards game tomorrow.
Okay, excellent.
He's not a sports fan, but it's like a work thing. They actually have a suite. I was like,
nice.
okay.
Oh, nice.
So then I was like showing the NBA thing to be like, okay, well, this is who they're playing, number 2, and this is where they are, number 14 out of 15.
Wow! So the Wizards actually played a game tonight, only lost by 8 points.
Okay.
But then they have to play again tomorrow against the Pistons, who are a lot better team than us. So probably won't be a win, but enjoy the suite. And,
that's what I told them. I was like, that team's number 2, and we're 14 out of 15. I'm like, but you know what? You're in a suite. You're not paying for the ticket, and it's free food.
Yeah, there you go.
So who cares? It's
so
a win-win.
all you can eat buffet.
And it's
some basketball in the background, right? So
awesome. Well, and happy belated to Liz. That's huge.
Yes,
40th. Been there.
Yes.
A long time ago. But have a great night, and I will talk to you all soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, Gil, I'll let you give your final thoughts, and then I'll bring the wrestling crew on in.
This week obviously is going to be make or break. I think we'll figure out long term whether or not the Caps have a shot. There's only 2 games in the proper part of the week. They got to win them both, and it's got to be regulation. Ottawa's one of those teams that are right now ahead of them. So I don't know how else to describe it. But gear up. I want it to be loud. And Ottawa, I don't care what you come at us with. You bring your senators. DC, we're used to putting up with senators. So you bring your senators, and we'll make sure they do nothing, just like our senators do nothing.
There we go. There it is. That's what I was waiting for.
Sounds good, Gil. I appreciate you as always. Thanks for being a part of this for these in the last 8 years of the 10. But it's been a lot of fun, and look forward to continuing to cover them in the future.
Robbie, it has been a privilege. You make Monday nights awesome as you always do with the show. Let's hopefully just keep on rolling with it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Awesome, Gil. Thank you. Everyone go check out the Power Play Point podcast as well. And if you want more of the Gil and Anna stylings. And we're going to bring in Ken, DC's People's Champ, and also Dan the Sith. And we're going to talk a little bit about, a new match was just announced. The Usos versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
That should be interesting.
Next week.
Excuse me for a minute, gentlemen. I need to get a drink. I will be right back.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks. All right. So it's been a very exciting night of Monday Night Raw. I like that you're wearing the Austin 316 shirt, Champ. And also, if people want to see Champ do a kind of promo himself, you can go check out the SportsOTHP page right now. A copy of the promo is there. We'll definitely talk about that towards the end of the show a little bit more. But I'm excited about you being a part of a wrestling promotion. But what are your thoughts, to start here with Raw right now, of tonight's show? I mean, the Ruler coming in and changing the landscape a little bit.
I mean,
all right,
there are a lot of people who are going to go online and they're going to be like, it's too soon for Oba versus Brock. It's too soon. And then another report came out saying that Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, backstage breaking the fourth wall here, are pushing for Brock Lesnar to not lose a match until his retirement match, which we don't know when that's going to be. So if that's true, that they're pushing for Brock to go undefeated until he retires, and then you're setting up Oba versus Brock, I don't like it. I don't like it. I only like this match if Brock is going to do business and this dude wins, because he is at that point. They if they didn't trust him, they wouldn't have brought him up from the main roster as the current NXT champion, where he had to relinquish the title to go up to the main roster. Like, you don't do that for a sitting NXT champion unless you have total trust in what he's getting ready to do, as the OTC get ready to come out. But this episode of Raw has been very, very interesting, I say, man. I mean,
that's a good word for it.
Yeah, I mean, Penta and Dragon Lee had a banger. That was amazing.
That was good.
The Grandes had their thing. I think they're still slow burning to a mass versus mass match, either at a Triple Mania or at WrestleMania. Who knows? But either way, something's got to give with that.
Soon.
AJ Lee and Bailey put on a really good matchup for the Intercontinental title, but you knew that Becky was going to eventually rear her head, and Cynthia pointed it out that, she was radio silent on social media, so you knew she had something up her sleeve. So you're going to get Becky versus AJ Lee at WrestleMania, as we have said multiple times. And I mean, I like
Unhinged Becky.
Yeah, Unhinged Becky is pure comedy, and it's great. I will say though, Stephanie Vaquer and Raquel was a good matchup. I just hate the fact that they changed Stephanie Vaquer's music to something so shitty. And I'm gonna, every chance I get, I'm going to say on an open microphone how much I hate that fucking theme song for Stephanie Vaquer, because it's absolute trash. But anyway,
I had it on mute, so I didn't hear it. But
it's horrible. Anyway, this has been a good episode of Raw. I can't wait to hear what Roman Reigns has got to say after that line that Punk dropped on a couple weeks ago. And by the way, Robbie, you're returning to the wrestling realm, but today is a very special day in the world of professional wrestling, because today is 316 day.
Yeah.
Okay. 316 day. So that's why I'm wearing my Austin 316 shirt. Oh, hell yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I heard that everything is on sale on WWE, and they
have a 31.6%
discount
on tickets for WrestleMania. They are desperate. They are fucking desperate.
They are.
They're using 316 day to try to get a discount on tickets because they're not moving them because they're so expensive.
They are like the orphans in Oliver Twist. Instead of please, sir, I want some more. It's please, sir, buy tickets. We overpriced them.
Exactly.
Wait, the Penguins are leading the Avalanche 3-2 with 7 minutes left in the first period. Yikes! That's a high-scoring game. Yeah. So
meanwhile, in the World Baseball Classic, Italy's like fumbling the bag right now.
What is the score on that? Because I have Raw
4-2 Venezuela.
Ooh.
Venezuela's come back. They're now.
That would be crazy if Italy wins.
By the way, they're still on offense, and it's 2 outs, runners at the corners in the top of the 7th. But he just flew out to center, so Venezuela. Yeah. So Italy's going to get out of that. But man, they are not looking like the same team that went through Pool B of the World Baseball Classic, or how they've been playing. They played in the quarterfinals. I will talk about that later, though.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about that. I can't believe USA made it after almost fumbling after what we talked about last week.
I look like a complete idiot because even I was like, "Yo, yeah, they're definitely in." And then it was like, "Oh no!" But if Mexico wins and scores 4 or less, they're not in. And I'm like, "Well, I look like a jackass." Thanks.
Well, at least Italy took care of both of us. Like they did us a favor at the end.
Yeah, trouncing Mexico, getting them out of here.
Yeah, exactly. And then it would make for an exciting rematch, which is like a shock to everybody. I can't believe that Japan is out. I mean, everyone thought Japan was gonna. Yeah.
They were the resounding favorite. They were the defending champions,
right?
And they blew through pool play.
Yeah.
But man, that was crazy.
And they have some of the greatest players in. Yeah.
We'll get to that later, though. We got C4 here. We talking wrestling.
Wrestling. All right. Well, let's talk wrestling for another 10 minutes or so. But I know that you guys had a show that you guys wanted to talk about that happened this weekend. So I'm going to get up and stretch. And I'm going to let you guys talk about I heard that it went till 12:30 at night last night. Is that right?
That sounds about right. I didn't watch it live, but what Robbie's talking about for those who are watching and listening, he's talking about AEW Revolution. It was the first pay-per-view of the year for All Elite Wrestling. It was at the Crypto.com arena in Los Angeles, and the way that they had like the fireworks displays, the returns, and the video packages before matches, you would have thought this was their WrestleMania. But Sith, I want to start with you briefly, give your thoughts on Revolution. You'll get his full thoughts on it this coming weekend for episode 326 of the No Spots Weekly Wrestling Podcast. But Sif, go ahead.
Beside the Costco guys who opened up 0 Hour, this was a fun show start to finish. I mean, I'm over here juggling the 3 matches that I liked the least. And even the Costco's guys match was decent to good, but then it was like, damn, all these other bangers. What am I going to fit here for the other 2? This was a very stacked card, and with the surprise returns, with Ronda Rousey showing up out of nowhere, it was a hell of a card.
I was laughing my ass off when Trent Beretta put the Rizzler on his ass. I was in fucking shambles. I was like, thank you. Please put that little bastard on his ass and tell him to go away somewhere. I kind of wish they did that to Big Justice, but Big Justice ended up getting his shit off in the end. But C4, did you watch Revolution? No? Yes?
I did not. That was last night. We were at the Hershey Bears game. So
yeah.
We
I was at
Saturday and Sunday, so yeah, I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, no, I was at the indie wrestling show that I was a part of as well, so I didn't watch it until the site that the Sith provided for me. I was able to watch it some last night, the rest this morning. And
yeah, I heard Ronda Rousey kicked some ass.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey showed up, and that was awkward because of
I've
how...
never been a fan of her. I don't know why.
With the amount of shit she's talked about wrestling over the last couple of years, it's just so awkward that she just keeps showing up. It's like, damn, bitch, if you hate wrestling this much, why do you keep showing up? And here's the thing, she's not going to be a weekly addition to the women's roster of AEW.
She's not that good.
Well, not even that. She's training for a fight with Gina Carano in May. Okay. So she's not going to be able to break training to come in to do a Dynamite or a Collision every week. She's not going to be able to do that. She made this appearance, and then we probably won't see her again until after she has her fight with Carano. And again, Double or Nothing would be the next opportunity, and that's a couple weeks after she has her fight with Gina. So... But yeah, that was just awkward to see her show up. I'm just like, bitch, you keep talking about how much wrestling is so shit, but yeah, you keep coming back. Will Ospreay, that was a surprise right there and then he put a tweet out on X. He said he put the date that he had his fusion surgery on his neck. Then he put in the date of when he was medically cleared, which was February. And here's the funny thing. We actually reported on it multiple times in that month on the podcast about him seeing AEW doctors to begin the clearance process. But apparently February 25th, he got cleared. And then March the 15th, he returned and got after the Death Riders. So he's back. And that was a great shock. Jungle Jack Perry winning the AEW National Championship in his home city in front of his family with his father looking down on him. He used to bring him to that building for wrestling matches. That was a great story. Very, very, not really shocked. I kind of understand the booking here of the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Divine Devotion, I think is Divine Dominion is the name of the tag team. Is Megan Bain and Lena Cross, and they absolutely trounced the women's tag champs and won the titles in 5 minutes.
Wow.
5 minutes is all it took for Lena Cross and Megan Bain to become only the second AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions. But like Sif said, the event was good, and I can't wait to talk about it this weekend with Sif some more because there's a lot that happened on this show that we need to cover. So we'll talk about that this weekend.
Yeah, Champ, I'm at an A- right now.
Same.
Now, my thing about what happened, the 5 minutes for the women's tag match, real quick, I'm going to show that real quick to move to Raw, is very simple. Why can't you cut a few minutes off of other matches and give the women more time?
Ooh, yes, please. This is Jazz, by the way. He's decided to make an appearance. He's my floof monster.
Yeah. I mean, all the AEW fans can celebrate. You got Ronda Rousey, for right now. You got 4 matches on the card. And I get that Lena and Willow work during 0 hour. I get that. But as long as some of these other matches were, you couldn't give the women that were involved in the kickoff show more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Agreed. I have my opinions on that, but I'll talk about that this weekend.
Yeah.
I'll hold on to that.
TK, oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Punk just came out.
Yeah,
I have it on mute, so this is going to be.
I'm watching on my phone. I have it in my ear right here, so I'm gonna be able to listen to everything they're saying.
Well, I've got the subtitles on, but of course they're going to be a little behind.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Roman's looking at him like, you son of a bitch.
I know. The funny thing is, they're two of my favorites. I like CM Punk, and I've liked Roman for a while. CM Punk, he kind of grew on me. I didn't like him at first, but he's grown on me.
I've always been a CM Punk fan, man. He's just that guy.
I love him now. I just when I first I wasn't sure about, but now it's like I love this guy. But I've always liked Roman Reigns, just because Roman Reigns.
Punk really wants to drop personal bombshell, go straight edge society on Roman. Go, I made your life a living hell. But who told you to flunk a drug test?
Welcome to my ring. Welcome to my main event. I got
my Rhea shirt on tonight, so she's not wrestling tonight, but I gotta wear my mommy shirt.
This has been a really good episode of Raw, though, to say the least.
It has been good. So here's what they were showing what went on with the Judgment Day last week with or a couple weeks ago with when Penta beat Dom and they beat up Finn. And I'm thinking, and then Liv goes on her little rant, and I said, Liv, we all know that you really got the hots for JD.
Oh, not the Samoa Joe reference.
Oh,
no. He said he wouldn't call him Joe because that would be disrespectful to a real Samoan named Joe that I like very much. I was like, okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, Judgment Day is going to implode, man. They're going to implode. Don's going to get his butt kicked again. Liv's going to throw him over for JD. And it's just going to go from there.
This is hysterical.
This is so fun.
I can't. I gotta get it on. I gotta unmute it.
I'm telling you, man. Like when Roman made his choice of CM Punk, I knew this build was going to be highly entertaining, and it has been so far. But I don't want to jinx them by saying they haven't had a bad promo segment because
they're not going to have one.
Well, I mean, you say that, and then they might might have a bomb out there. You never know.
Yeah,
they might lay a rotten egg. You never know. But
I'm gonna mute this because I gotta turn it up so I can hear.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, no, it's
I'm gonna hear you guys, but I don't want you to get copyrighted for me having it on too loud.
Right. I think I don't know how they would deal with having promo segments if you're not showing it. I don't know how that is even. Can you not have the quotes? Who knows? But knowing copyrights, they do weird stuff. But yeah.
Well, everybody's singing the Roman. I told you, CM Punk got lean heel on this one, man, because it seems like everybody's on the side of the tribal chief.
Even though they all sing Cult of Personality, no, they're singing Roman Reigns,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because for a while I felt like they just pushed Roman too much, and then it kind of got sick after a while of that, but now he's been away for so long, I feel like people want him back, right? Yeah, that's how it always is.
I think like the change to the tribal chief was what was the catalyst to get everybody to finally like this dude. After like 4 or 5 years of everybody booing him out the building like he was John Cena. And it was insane. But then when it came, and it's crazy because he started that tribal chief gimmick during the pandemic. So literally it's been 6 years since this gimmick started almost. And even during the pandemic, the gimmick got over so much that it's like no way to get him away from that from like now. Oh, damn. Yeah. Talking about chicken shit. All I heard was chicken shit. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was going to pull up. Do you know what the score is right now in the World Baseball Classic?
It's still 4-2 Venezuela. They are going to the bottom of the 8th inning, so Italy's about to be up to bat. So they have some chances to get back into this.
Awesome. There's some people that are on YouTube watching that as well. Welcome on Sarah Cameron Music. Thank you for the happy 10 years.
Message wrong. Messenger, who's the real tribal chief?
Ooh. Okay.
Wait, who did he say that about?
He said, right message, wrong messenger. Who's the real tribal chief? He got what he deserved. But he sent...
he returned that one. The same shit over and over and over.
Yeah.
Right, so the missionary thing remarked when it came to Cena.
Okay, he went with the wife. Okay.
Okay.
So, welcome on in, Atra, 1997. We're talking about the promo that they're cutting right now live on Raw. That's true.
I love this. I like this. Oh, yeah, I like this.
Here we go.
Peter Wiggum.
Young, and then he called him a young boy. Yo, CM Punk that's crazy work. CM Punk call him a young boy.
Well, he is older than Roman Reigns, isn't he?
A little bit, yeah.
But like a lot. How old is?
That's a good question.
How old is CM Punk?
Roman Reigns is 40.
Punk's 47.
Did he really just call his fans Punkamaniacs? Come on now, we're not doing that.
That's coming from someone who hated Hulk Hogan. Oh my God, the irony.
Yeah, I know, right? Total irony. That's crazy.
Wait, he called his
He called his fans the Punkamaniacs.
That's a weird name. It's funny that they haven't been named until now. I always thought they had.
I don't know if they've actually been named. I think that's. I don't know.
I always thought it was the voiceless because he was the voice of the voiceless.
Yeah, I don't know. He
I don't
also
know.
like the Straight Edge Society. I don't know.
Though that
you got about half the crowd doing OTC and the other half saying CM Punk.
Yeah.
It was funny because we went to.
He said he didn't want to have to go here. Go there. A
couple years ago, Marcus and I went to. Was it Raw or was it Smack? I think it was SmackDown at Capital One, and we had a sign on one side that said "Acknowledge your mid-card chief," because this was right when Solo was starting to take over. And the other side, we had over-the-counter chief with a picture of Roman Reigns on it.
Oh no!
And people were stopping him in the concourse and getting pictures and stuff. It was fantastic.
That's awesome.
I was just standing out there, just like, and he's. I mean, we're literally going down there. Acknowledge your mid-card chief. Acknowledge him.
Yeah.
Hell, he said a lot of shit, but calling him old is what triggers him. Calling him old is what triggers him.
Dude, he's only 7 years older than you. Come on now, this is nothing.
Roman's like, you ain't shit, pal.
And of course he's laughing at him. It's like,
yeah.
I love this interaction. This is fantastic. I cannot wait to see this. I cannot wait to see this bout at WrestleMania. I cannot see this.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, you're fired. Is that what that sign said?
Yeah.
Oh, they're in Boston next week.
Ooh, that should be interesting.
That should be fun. That should be a
That's
lot
funny.
of fun.
Don't forget, I know exactly Zilla Fox
I'm gonna miss
is
it
literally
next week.
watching.
I've got a track meet next Monday. I might be home in time for it. I don't know. I'll be home in time for part of it. It starts at 3. Yeah, we have a track meet Monday night, so I may or may not be around Monday.
All right. Well, let me know. Tomorrow or that next Monday will be our season 10 finale, and then we'll take in those 2 weeks off, and then we'll be back in April. But season 11.
Sounds like another storm's getting ready to blow through here.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
boy.
I think if you've been on for the whole entire hockey segment, so C4, if you want to give your final thoughts, we'll let you give your thoughts, and then we can let Sith also get out of here if he wants to give his final thoughts too. But C4,
Baby
let us
Coates.
know.
He must be one of the.
The crew members, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Quick final thoughts on hockey. Looking forward to the next couple of games. It's going to be a challenge. I think we just need to play the season out, and that's it. Just play the season out. Win, lose, draw, whatever it is, and just enjoy it. Cole Hutson is supposed to be at practice tomorrow. Marcus will be going to practice. We are going to the Ottawa game in the hopes that we get to see his debut. And we are also going to the Colorado game. So I'm very excited about that. In terms of Raw, yes, a very interesting show tonight. Leading up to some hopefully very interesting and fun matches at WrestleMania. And as always, it's a pleasure talking with you guys. Robbie, congratulations on 10 years. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here. I do not take it for granted, so I want you to know that I appreciate you allowing me to spend time with you guys.
Oh, of course. We love having you as part of the team.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your week, and if I don't see you next week, I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, I hope that you enjoy the 2 hockey games. I'm very jealous of any amount of Ovechkin games that are left because we don't know how many we've got left. So enjoy them, and hopefully he gets 2 goals during that first one, and you'll get to see the 1,000th career goal. So that can be a goal for you for this week.
I would like for him to score.
Yeah.
I would like for him to actually play a little more, but it's all good.
Yep, for sure. Well, thank you, C4. I appreciate it as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right,
bye.
There's C4.
All right. Sith, let us know your thoughts on is there any other wrestling things that you wanted to break down before we were going to switch gears in a minute to some March Madness as well. I didn't know if you wanted to cover March Madness with us or if you wanted to have us let you go.
For the Cody Pride babies. He kept calling for the real Randy Orton to show up. If you keep hitting him, he's going to show up. No. Yeah. Cody got what he deserved. He saw it a mile away, but it was cool. Spaceman. Yesterday on Spotify and also Apple Podcasts, the 80s, 90s cold comedies, that's up. Starting next week, it's a mega tier list. It's going to be like 7 weeks long, where it's individual films and franchises, starting with the originals and so on and so forth, with sequels and whatnot. And Robbie, here's to 10 years, my man.
Thank you so much. For people who don't realize, Sith was one of our very first callers on, when we did a call-in radio show. And he used to do the trifecta where he'd call in on Monday's show, Tuesday's show, and the Wednesday show back then on the True Radio Network. And he one of the very first episodes we ever did was a March Madness special, way back there 10 years ago. So very cool that we've had you in season 1 and here in season 10. And appreciate all of your insight and look forward to having you back on hopefully next week.
Next week I should be on, and then I'll take,
the 2 weeks off that we're all taking off. Yeah. So
and then chill for a while. But WrestleMania is coming up. Champ and I will be locked and loaded for that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to this Sunday, which I'll let Champ talk about as well as what he's got going on tomorrow night. So y'all take care. Take it easy, everyone. Be safe, and we will see you guys later.
See you, Seth.
Peace out.
See you, bros.
All right. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, as always. Hey, Tim, how are you doing?
Hey, guys. Been a bit. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. I'm trying to see right here if I can get this to work. We're going to do it's supposed to be able to do a live
Nice.
gifting thing where you can. I was gonna try to do. It's weird that it's not working. It's supposed to be able to do a giveaway, and it will then. But you're supposed to go on. Anyway, I'll try to figure it out. There's supposed to be an ability to do a giveaway right now, but for some reason it was not working. So I'm going to try to figure out why it's not working right now. But Tim, how have you been?
Great. I enjoyed that baseball game last night. US versus DR. It was a really high quality game, lots of passion. So kind of got me amped for baseball season because I mostly ignore spring training. Not a big spring training guy on TV, but kind of excited now about the MLB coming up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so it looks like for some reason the bot isn't working, so it's not letting me gift to chat. So I'm not quite sure why that's not working, so I'll have to look into that.
And to all the good people that are watching are wondering why I seem like I'm spaced out is because I got early access to MLB The Show 26, and I'm playing it right now. I got promoted to Rochester, AAA. So I'm actually making my second or third start in AAA. And so I got to focus a little bit. I've already given up a home run, so I got my work cut out for me.
Yeah, you want to get the call up. You got to get some innings in.
Yeah, because I want to get up to the Nationals.
What is the score in the World Baseball Classic?
4-2 now, Venezuela, mid-ninth. So Italy has 3 more outs to play with, and it's goodbye to them.
Au revoir. Yeah, that's French. That's French. Arrivederci, my bad.
I mean, guys, they're not real Italians. They're Italian Americans, which I mean, it's cool that they're doing it, but to me, I mean, I like the teams where if they have the homegrown guys, they play them. So I mean,
yeah, like that cat from I think it was I forgot what country it was, Czechoslovakia, whatever. And that picture they had on there, they said that his regular job is he's an electrician in his home country.
Yeah,
he's not a pro baseball player. He's an electrician, but he was out there pitching like he was a Cy Young Award candidate.
Maybe he'll get a minor league contract maybe from it.
That would be awesome. That would be so awesome if he can, come over to the MLB, come over to the States, and just because he's got some really good quality stuff when it comes to being on the mound, and he was really showing off in a couple of starts that he had, and that I got to see. He was electric. Like I really think he could probably be on a starting rotation on any MLB team right now with the stuff that he has. Honestly.
All right, so I am going to try to start a giveaway. We haven't done one of these in a while. I'm going to do it through Stream Elements and see if that works. And then offline, I'll just give somebody a shirt instead of like doing it through the shirt system. So let me see if this works. We're going to try that. I thought that's how you start a giveaway command. Hold on. It says there's none. Giveaway start. Sorry, it's been a while since I had to do one of these. It says there's no giveaway. Anyway. Alright. Anyway, click chatbot. Oh. Okay, we could do it through a chatbot as well. So we might do that. So is the World Baseball Classic is like the final inning up now, or is it still a commercial break?
No, the final is up now.
Yeah, bottom of the ninth. FS1, if you have that.
Oh yeah, I got it right now. Cool. All right.
This pitcher, his very first pitch was a 4-seam fastball in triple digits, 100 miles per hour. And I'm like, yeah, Italy might be fucked here. Dude is just blowing it by him with nothing but gas. Venezuela might get out of here with this. I think Venezuela's going to get out of this one.
Yeah, this guy Palencia is on the Cubs. Really good relief pitcher. So he's.
I mean, this dude's got stuff in the triple digits. I mean, he should be a really good reliever. He's probably their closer.
I mean, it looks like it. He had 61 strikeouts last year, 1.14 WHIP, which is really good. So
all right,
yeah,
try
real
clicking.
Good.
All right, all right. So we're gonna let this raffle go for a second, but we're gonna try to just do a 30-second raffle. But I was gonna let people know. I want to see if this one worked. So right now it's gonna give points. So that was sort of the test one. So Lisa got the points for that one. We're going to do one more raffle. So everyone pay attention right now. Do exclamation join, get ready. It. And then anybody can do it. So even if you're like a mod or whatever, you're going to do exclamation join in a second when I start the raffle. So all right, so join, do exclamation join now, and it should work. And then whoever wins this, I will offline do the giveaway. So please, everyone enter, I'll get you your prize after the show. So at least we'll do the giveaway through this, and I have to figure out why. I think the bot is left chat for some reason from fourth wall, so I need to re-add that. So I didn't notice that before. I didn't expect anybody to do 13 gifts on the stream, so thank you again. Shout out to the web creative community. They're awesome, so go check them out. So thank you again to Low Bass Guy. All right, so all right, Lisa won. Congratulations to Lisa. I will get with you after stream, and we can pick a prize from the website. Yeah, awesome. Send me a message on Facebook, and so good job, Lisa. 1 point, and which I don't know if the points are actually good for anything, but you got the points and won the thing. So all right, so if you want to catch the Pokemon is still in chat. It's a Venipede. So if you want to catch something, you can catch that. Congratulations, Lisa, and thank you everybody for being a part of this awesome stream tonight. We have 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Venezuela is up 4-2, and we'll see here if Italy's able to close it. Venezuela's able to close it out, or if Italy's got one last thing inside. It's a 1-1 count on my screen. I don't know how far behind I am compared to where you guys are, but
it's an 0-1 count on my screen.
Okay, Tim, what do you got?
I got 0-1 too. 1-1 now. Yeah.
Oh wow! I can't believe my YouTube TV is actually faster. I'm
on a stream lag too. So.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I caught a Venipede. Nice.
Looking like an awkward final though with Venezuela US with the recent kidnapping their president thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be an awkward game
in our country where their president's in prison. So a lot of backstory though.
Yeah, it is an interesting story.
I feel
they turn around and play this game tomorrow, right, Champ?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
That's crazy that they have no days off. I feel like
they gotta hustle back to spring training and finish up though. So
yeah, that's true. I can't believe the United States has a chance to still win this thing. I just really thought that after last week when they lost to Italy, I was like, "There's no way they come back from losing to Italy." And
part of me wanted them to get eliminated, not because I have anything against U.S. teams. It's just literally. I wanted that manager to be an all-time idiot, never live it down.
It would have been funny if we lost to Canada, though. We beat them in national pastime, and like we beat them in sled hockey now in the Paralympics in all 3 types of sled hockey. So now we've beat them in the World Juniors, in like the Olympics, the sleds. Like
Men's
we're
and
taking them in
women's.
everything.
Don't forget.
Yeah. So
it's not a good year. The Four Nations was their last big win against the U.S. I guess.
Yeah.
Last year, I think it was.
Some even don't think that counts. So.
Well, it's kind of a made-up new tournament, so some people might be right.
Arun in chat said maybe Iran will play U.S. in soccer. So
that would be even more awkward.
Yeah. It would have to be
Venezuela closes it out.
All right.
Blew him away with the fastball, and it's going to be Venezuela and the United States. Oh.
I think Trump's going to kidnap their team captain before the game. Watch.
They should just have Trump there and then their president in shackles in front of him.
Maduro should be behind home plate in handcuffs. That would be great.
That is crazy work.
You can catch a ball with handcuffs.
Yeah, talk about wrestling though, right? That would be something like to use him as like a prop, right? That would be that's so fucked up. It would have next level heat on them if he did that, right? So
where is the final game? Houston or Miami or something like that?
I think it's in Houston.
Yeah, somewhere warm.
Somewhere.
That's pretty crazy. All right. Well, Arun, if you want to jump on in, we can switch it up and talk a little.
I need to turn the heat on. Hang on.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, back to winter.
But you can join us, and we will just. I don't think I have a March Madness graphic right now, so I'm just gonna put up my logo right now. But yeah, so we got March Madness coming, it's an interesting time of year. I'm gonna quickly pull up the bracket, but Tim, it's wild. The Quakers and Aggies are all in the same like section of the bracket, and UNC is in that section too. So it's like my 3 favorite colleges are all in one bracket. So that kind of sucks for me.
At least you have teams in it this year. My team's all struck out. So
that's true.
Not in women's, but in men's for sure.
Oh.
I wonder then if your teams might go head to head. You might have
they're actually playing back-to-back games in South Carolina. UNC does, as well as Penn, where I wish that I could fly down there on Thursday and see those games, but
can't squeeze it in.
Yeah, no, it'll be tough. I'm going to New York on Saturday for the day, so it'd be hard to do.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of quick trips in 1 week.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really worth it, but
yeah. Exactly.
But hey,
New York will be fun though. We're going for Liz's 40th birthday because we went for her 30th birthday. But we don't. It's so expensive to stay there that we're doing an up and back. So we're gonna take the early morning train and then the late night train back and just park at the downtown. So
should be a good packed day though.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're seeing a show on Broadway. It's a one-man show with Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter himself. So it'll be kind of fun.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I heard that's a big seller right now.
Yeah, it's a really popular show. And people could sit on stage, but we didn't want to pay crazy amounts of money to do that. But it's crazy. Interact with him and stuff. But I like
that.
The Villanova background, Arun. How are you doing tonight, Arun?
Not bad. It's a Villanova outdated background with the Knicks with Dante DiVincenzo's on the Timberwolves. So happy ending.
Where's Willard?
He's looking for a new job, maybe in a couple of weeks.
No, he did a decent job. Villanova's in the tournament, right?
Yeah, they're in the tournament.
Yeah, I thought so.
Last year around this time, he was interviewing for the Villanova job
secretly.
Yeah, so we don't know.
Not very secretly.
Yeah, we don't know. He hasn't been upset at Villanova yet. But as far as I know, he enjoys drinking wine at Villanova. But Derek Queen, I'm sure he's not rooting for Villanova.
No. Queen's been great this year, by the way, but in the NBA.
Yeah. He had 2 triple doubles.
So I'm just trying to get all of our graphics situated here. Champ, are you gonna do the bracket with us this year?
Yes, I will. I said I was going to do it earlier, and then I completely forgot. So yes, I will. I'll join. I'll just have to look for the link, and I'll join. And
yeah, I'm actually gonna put the link in chat in just a second. I'm just trying to refit all of us into
It's the most
this
exciting
graphic.
time for Wizards fans. We get to see who's going to get that.
Who do we get to draft?
Who do we get to draft, or who is the next Johnny
Number
Davis?
8.
Yep. Sorry, I'm almost there, guys. I appreciate the patience. We're just trying to get the rest of the bracket to show up. There we go. It's always good to be like doing OBS on the fly. All right, so let's take a look. Let me see if I can zoom in on this bracket, and that should help us there. So I've done my first round of my picks. I'm not saying these are my final picks, but just for the sake of being able to look at each of the different sides of the bracket. So this one is the East. The Duke is the number 1 seed. At the top here, we got Kansas is the 4th seed in this upper bracket. We've got the Ohio State TCU will be the 8-9 matchup. And so I'll let each one of you guys maybe pick one matchup of a section that you guys want to talk about, and otherwise it's just too many games to break down. But so Tim, of this group of 4, is there a game that looks exciting to you?
I'll talk about St. John's in northern Iowa, and I think the East is maybe the best and most difficult bracket in general. But St. John's is an interesting team because they had a great season this year and last year with Patino, but they basically choked in I think it was the first or second round last year when they were a very high seed. So they're looking to kind of get revenge for that. But at the same time, Northern Iowa is a pretty popular upset pick. And I've seen a lot of people pick them, and they're getting some betting love. And as everyone knows, every year there's a 5-12 upset. So you have to pick one. I think maybe the High Point one is a little juicier for the upset, but I'll take St. John's, but I could really see Northern Iowa taking this game. They make the tournament a lot, and you can't take them lightly.
For sure. I'm copying this link here to see if I can get this into hold on. Is this? God, it's such a long URL. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this link into chat for people if they wanted to join as well. There we go. I think that.
And Robbie, by the way, while you're doing that, you remember how when I talked about MLB 26 coming out, and one of the things they added in there was the ABS challenge system?
Yeah,
it's really fun. It's a lot of fun because you only get 2 challenges, and if you challenge and it's overturned, then you keep the challenge. You keep both your challenges. But if it's upheld, then you lose a challenge and you have one left. And then when you use that one, if it goes your way, you keep that challenge. So it doesn't
keep them for as long as they're right. You always get to keep them then.
Yes,
so,
yeah,
that's cool.
And it's really fun system. Actually, while we were sitting here doing this, I actually just had used it to get a call third strike on a strikeout because they was called a ball, and I did the challenge, and it was like overturned. It's a strike. He struck out. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But cool. Back to the basketball gimmick.
Ken, do you want me and Arun and Tim to go through it?
Just go through it because I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't watched much college basketball this year. I've been paying attention to Maryland because I get the alerts on my phone, and they were kind of up and down, wishy-washy kind of this season. But only matchup I'm really looking at is Duke Siena because there's always talk every year of can a number 16 be the number 1? Because up until like a few years ago, that was always the case, that number 1 always won that first round match. They can talk about there's gonna be a 16 upset over 1 this year. It ain't gonna be this game though. I think Duke gonna run them out the gym.
Yeah, I'm picking Duke to win it all because I thought that winning the ACC tournament meant something. We'll see if I'm right. I don't know. I think so far this year Duke seems to be the best team, but that's kind of where I'm coming from on that one. But Arun, of these 4 matchups, is there a game that you want to talk about?
Just like at this side of the bracket, there's not any one particular matchup because I think I'm not really interested in the TCU Ohio State game, but I'm kind of looking ahead to when Duke plays, if they can play Kansas, because Bill Self versus the Duke program, and also the number 1 pick potentially in the draft could be Darren Peterson or Cam Boozer. So I think Duke being like the tallest starting 5 in the lineup, I think they can potentially go and win it all. Kansas does have the number 1 player, Darren Peterson, but he hasn't really been showing up the whole season. But they did beat Arizona, who's a number 1 seed, convincingly earlier in the season. So I think that could be a good matchup. And St. John's, they won the Big East tournament, so they could also potentially beat Kansas as well. So I think this East bracket is really tough. There's so many good teams, and if Duke can make it out of the Final Four, they could win the national championship, but it's probably the toughest bracket, I think, out of the 4.
Yeah, I think so too. Ryan in chat was saying the Boozer Bros are going to be hard to beat. I agree. They've looked so good all season. Let's take a look at the bottom part of that bracket. Let me see if I can get this to do it correctly. We got Louisville, South Florida. Is that right? Yeah, I think I did it right. Okay, yeah. Louisville, South Florida, Michigan State, North Dakota, UCLA versus UCF, and UConn versus Furman. I'll start off with Arun. Which game looks exciting to you?
I think the Louisville, South Florida game. Looking forward to seeing Mikal Brown and seeing, I think South Florida, a lot of people are picking them to get an upset, but like Tim, I'm probably going to go with the favorite in Louisville. UCLA, and then UConn, they won. They didn't win last year, but they Hurley always has that team going pretty strong, and I think they might be Duke's biggest threat if they can in this bracket. But although their road to the Elite Eight isn't easy either. UCLA's also been playing well this season, and we'll see. And Michigan State with Tom Izzo again making the tournament, so they also make deep tournament runs. So we could see Izzo versus Hurley potentially, and if it gets that far.
Tim, what stands out to you in this bracket?
I just like Arun said. I mean, I think the Louisville South Florida game is the best, and South Florida plays really good defense, so they could potentially pull out a low-scoring win. And then, yeah, UCLA is kind of a hot team. I think they'll advance. They had a good Big Ten tournament, which just seems crazy to say, Big Ten UCLA, but it's true. They've got some talent. They just kind of, I think, started a bit slow and came on, but you can't really pick against UConn though, and everybody wants to see that UConn Michigan State Sweet 16. I know chalk sometimes is boring, but that's would be a great game.
Yeah, for sure. Let's scroll down to the south. Florida is going to play in the winner of that play-in game. Got Clemson, Iowa, Vanderbilt, McNeese, and Nebraska, Troy. I don't know much about a lot of those teams. Arun, do you have some interesting stats about some of these teams?
Yeah, Nebraska, I think they started off 20-0, but I think since then they've been 6-6. And I guess the 8-9 Clemson versus Iowa, that'll probably be the best. Well, I guess McNeese State, I've also seen some people picking upsets with, again, the 12 versus the 5. But Florida looks like they could be. They're also like a big team like Duke, and it looks like they could potentially. I mean, if you're going with chalk, like Tim said, they could probably make it out of this bracket as well. But Houston is also. Well, we'll get to Houston, I guess, later.
Yeah. Tim, what are some of your thoughts on this side?
Yeah, like Arun said, Nebraska started out really hot, and then just I think they lost pretty early in the Big Ten tournament. They're slumping right now, so I don't know if you can really pick them because you can't afford any losses right now. So you gotta come in hot to make a run. This bracket, in general, I feel like Florida got a pretty nice path to the Elite Eight at least. Looking ahead, I think Houston is really tough, but yeah, this is not kind of my favorite side of the bracket. Little weaker, I would say.
For sure. All right, now we're talking about the bottom part. This is what I was talking about earlier. We got North Carolina VCU, and then you got Illinois versus Penn. Obviously, I want Penn versus North Carolina, but I don't think Penn is going to beat Illinois. Although, great, I have to, of course, give my alma mater a shout out, especially because they haven't really made it to the dance in many years. And they weren't supposed to. In fact, they were not the odds-on favorite entering the Ivy League tournament. They actually put up, one of their players put up, I believe it was 44 points, which is an Ivy League tournament record. Yeah. And one of the highest scoring numbers in the last 10 years for any tournament game, for any of the different leagues. And they were down 3 with not very much time left, sunk the 3, went to overtime, and ended up beating Yale in overtime. So a big time win for the Fighting Quakers, and so I'm excited about that. And then St. Mary's, Texas A&M, of course. So it's my wife's. Like, how crazy would it be? It'd be really hard because you have to go through like North Carolina and like Houston, but that would be wild if it was UPenn versus Texas A&M. The fact that that's even like a possibility is crazy. But the Aggies have been playing pretty well this year, actually, in basketball. And Houston versus Idaho, that one to me is pretty obvious. Houston's been playing great. They had some weak stretches for a little bit of time, but just overall, I thought Houston's a pretty strong team this year. But Arun, what are your thoughts on this bracket of death for me as a fan?
I guess I also have some family connections. My sister went to Penn, and then my mom went to Illinois, so
oh wow,
they're playing the first round. So I thought that was pretty funny. But I think Illinois is going to win comfortably. As the Illinois, I think they blew out Maryland earlier in the season. So, well, and then North Carolina, they're without Caleb Wilson, their star player with the thumb injury. So I could see that potentially being an upset just because North Carolina hasn't really finished the season strong and their best player is injured, who's could probably go in the top 4 or 5 if he comes out next season.
I think they squeak by, but I think they lose to Illinois. Like I just think, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I might go. You can go North Carolina, but I might go VCU just to pick some upset. But I think North Carolina is definitely favored, probably. But
they're not going far.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then again, Texas A&M and St. Mary's, that should be a really good game. But Houston with Kingston, Fleming's also top 6 potential pick. He's a little bit smaller, but with Sampson as the coach, he's been playing a little bit better defense. So we'll see what happens. Like Houston, Illinois is likely the path, but you can't rule out an upset. And maybe Penn does beat Illinois. Who knows? Crazier things have happened.
I know. I mean, if he can score 44 points, anything's possible because that's not an easy feat, no matter who it's against.
Illinois has been upset early, so it's. I picked them to win the national championship one year, and they got knocked out in like the second round or something.
Yeah, I actually have Illinois going pretty far in this bracket, but so we'll see. Though I would obviously take that any day of the week if Penn could get a win in the tournament. So that's the bottom part of that bracket, and then obviously it goes back up, and it would be Houston, Florida, if they both make it all the way through. Let's go to the opposite side of the bracket here. We got Arizona, Long Island. We got Villanova, Utah State. We got Wisconsin, High Point, and Arkansas, Hawaii. So we got High Point and Villanova represented in our friend group here. So interesting bracket as well. I'm going to start off with Arun. What was your takeaway from this top part here?
I'll start with Villanova. I might have them winning a game, but I don't have them going very far because they're dealing with some injuries. Matt Hodge, I guess he wasn't like their best player, but he was like in the rotation. He suffered an ACL injury, so they could overcome it. But I think Arizona is one of the strongest teams with Burries and Jaden Bradley. Their backcourt is really good, and they could go. And they also have pretty good big men too. So I think Arizona probably my pick to make it out of into the Elite Eight. And Wisconsin, High Point. I think High Point's a popular pick. We'll see if Wisconsin's defense slows them down a bit, but I don't know. That's like kind of a pick 'em game, even if it's a 5-12. Like a lot of people are picking High Point. And Arkansas with Acuff, I think Arkansas probably makes it wins both of those games.
Yeah. Tim, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely not picking Long Island. That's the one for sure thing. But I think I'm going to pick High Point just because they set a record in their conference for the most wins, and the fact that they made the tournament finally last year for the first time, I think gives them a leg up this year to have that experience, and they're a better team. So I could see them. I'm going to pick them in that game as my main upset. And I think Arkansas is a dangerous team. They could go really deep. But I just like Arizona in general. I think a lot of people put them in the top 3 teams that could win it that could win it all, and they're a good balanced team when they're playing well. So they're going to be a very tough out. And I can't pick against Willard in the first round. He always won his first round games, so I would agree with Arun. I think they'll beat Utah State, although Utah State makes the tournament like every year. But then they'll probably get crushed in the second round. But Willard will stick around, so.
For one more year.
Yeah.
We got BYU versus one of the play-in teams. We got Gonzaga, Kennesaw State. We got Miami and Missouri. And we got Purdue and Queens. Arun, what are some of your takeaways on this part of the bracket?
Purdue won its conference tournament, so I think they look like a solid team. BYU is intriguing because of DeBent says he's like the number 2 overall pick, and I think the BYU potential Gonzaga game might be who comes out of the bracket. That's probably where I'm leaning, even though Purdue won its tournament. I think Michigan has had a key injury. That's why I don't think Purdue is necessarily would have probably finished at a lower seed than the number 2 seed. So we'll see what happens, although it's kind of wide open.
We got a special guest joining us before he heads off for the night. There you go.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, people? How y'all doing tonight?
Good. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, oh man, it's been a while. Lots been going on, been all over the place. I'm exhausted just getting back from the MEAC tournament yesterday. Got to see an exciting game, Howard versus NCCU. NCC, I'm not a college person, so it was a unique experience being to see it live. And the game was pretty good. All the games were pretty good. The championship game, NCCU came out. They had aggressive on defense. Howard looked a little bit out of sorts. The coach called a timeout. Next thing you know, they was running a 2-3 full court press on them, caused some turnovers, and they were down by I think like 12 in the first 10 minutes. After they called that timeout, made an adjustment. Next thing you know, they took control. The officiating, it was you can see a shift in the officiating when it got more aggressive. The NCCU coach, you can see him verbally upset with the aggressive nature. They were speeding up. Howard was speeding them up on offense, which they thought they could handle. But all in all, Howard men won the title. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to stay for the women's game because Howard's women won the MEAC title also. So both of the men and women will be in the NCAA tournament. So that was good to see. Also, I've been transitioning, letting Robbie run the things on SportsOTHP, and I've been transitioning with the SportsOTHP consulting firm. That's how I'm getting with the NCAAs and all the colleges. So I'm a being in talks with Robbie. I'm making some good connections with ADs and other folks that I'm rubbing elbows with, hanging with my social media influencer, the White George. If you don't know about him, go follow him on Instagram and Facebook. He's a great dude. He's doing some good work. Reform racist, changed his ways. Now his goal is to put 1,000 students through HBCUs on scholarships and help fund the black colleges better than they have been. So he has a unique story. We're doing a lot of good things. Got a lot of good things in the works. Working with a lot of good people. The petrol guy that converts plastic into gasoline. I met him last month. In the process of doing some work with him. NASCAR team looking to get a possible contract with them doing photography. So we might have access to NASCAR and some interviews for you guys. And Dujanet, who also is part of the show, I've been in talks with him. He covers NHRA, so I'm trying to open some doors for him with NASCAR also. There's just so many things been going on. It's amazing to see 10 years of Sports OTHP when I put the post out to ask would anybody tune in if we did a show, and Robbie responded, and lo and behold, 10 years later, we have the show, apparel line. We've had great guests, been on location, doing a lot of things that people said we couldn't do, and a lot of things that I'm working on also that I'm, shifted a little bit into my financial world. I'm rubbing elbows with some of these NFL players. I'm talking to Santana Moss right now, working with his charity, trying to get some things lined up with that to get Sports OTHP, linked up with some of those things. I have some ties with the WNBA, a couple of phone calls away from Angel Reese. So might have some things working with that. I also have some connections with the NBA now with Cam Thomas up in Brooklyn. Unfortunately, he didn't take that deal they told him. And he's now in danger of losing everything. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
But all in all, I appreciate you guys running the show strong. Being that I, had to pivot and do some other things, I'm glad that you guys enjoy it. I'm glad that you guys are having fun and doing what you guys love, and do it every Monday night when you can. I truly appreciate you keeping my dream alive and keeping it running well, and having the faithful fans tuning in, giving the best sports knowledge that they can get anywhere else.
I know, it's been so cool. It's been a really fun show tonight. It's the Caps unfortunately have had an up and down season this year. And you think Ovi's done CP3? You think this is it?
I've been watching, and it has been up and down with the moves that was made. I was sad to see Carlson go, but it's a business. They got a lot of capital for him. So
Yeah, I got 2 picks. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
pretty good thing for an aging 36-year-old on a 2-month contract. Because he could, in theory, re-sign with us in the off season.
But he's solid. He's always overlooked because of all of the other big names, but he's always been a solid player both ways. Defensively, he isn't, above average, but he does his job. And that's the whole key. As long as you do your job and don't go beyond what you're supposed to do and be a liability to your team, and he captained the offense and helped Ovi get, reach his plateau. I mean, why wouldn't you? I hate to see him go, but
Are you excited about Cole Hutson coming out this week? He came from college. He's supposed to be the next John Carlson. He can snipe any corner and defender, and he's gonna wear Brooks Orpik's number 44.
Is
And
that the kid from Boston?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I remember them talking. I'm not a big hockey draft guy. My bread and butter is football. But I remember them talking about him. I mean, we have to get you, just like you're saying with the Commanders. You have to get younger. You have to get faster to stay in the league. And Carlson isn't the fastest. If they feel like he's been doing what he's supposed to do, I know Protus waiting for his brother to get up there, because I'm a Protus fan. I love that big dude out there wreaking havoc. He's not, he's not the Tom Wilson, but he does his job. He's long strides. He's solid on the PK. And, I love his game. And, everyone's touting his brother. I haven't had a chance to watch. Like I said, I don't follow the minor leagues as closely as you guys do. But, I mean, as long as they're getting younger
His
and
brother made the All-Star team
yeah.
from the AHL, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, so hopefully maybe he'll be up next year, maybe this year. If they don't make the playoffs, they'll bring him up and see what he can do. But about Ovi, I mean, only thing that's keeping him there is maybe another championship run or maybe trying to hit 1,000 goals. I don't know, but I know he has one more year. I don't know how true it is, but I heard rumors that he said he will fulfill his contract. I don't know if that's true or not.
This is it.
Oh, this is the final year. Okay. Well, I mean, it depends on how he feels, I guess. He's already hit 20 goals, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know he wants to get that 30 because I know he wants to pass.
I know he's only 2 away from the 1,000 combo, where it's regular season and playoffs. So I feel like that's one more thing that he should. Yeah.
I mean, if he still has the love for it, I'm sure he'll still play. I mean, if he does decide to walk away, I wouldn't be mad at him. If he decides to stay, I'll be happy because that'll be another year of me trying to get that vaunted interview that I want to get with him. And I'm closer. So if he does stay another year, I might be able to make it happen. So I'm rooting for him to play another year because I'll say it before. I wrote an article, I don't know how many years ago, but Ovi to me is the greatest DC sports athlete of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from
argument from me.
Yeah,
to getting drafted, to riding out through the bad years, to taking him to the pinnacle of success. And if it wasn't for the COVID, I think that took a lot out of the situation. But I think without COVID, just like with the Nationals, if the year after they won the World Series, COVID kind of, when you don't have the fans, that changes the whole complexion.
Well, the COVID and they didn't keep the coach. They should have just kept Trotz.
I don't even want to talk. I try to block that out. I try.
See, it never fails. It never fails that somehow, some way, Robbie rage baits Carol into something.
I try to forget about that, Robbie.
Me too.
He always seems to rage bait Carol into turning it into going from the uppity Virginia dude to the PG dude.
I try not to remember that, Robbie. I see Trotz in Nashville. I'll be like, man, if they would have just kept Trotz, man.
Right. What do you think of the coach? That'll be your last question. I'll let you get out of here. What do you think of Carberry?
I love him. The fact that what he did last year, getting to the playoffs, the way they went on that run, the fact that he hasn't playing man to man, that was the thing that I thought was going to run him out of town, not solidify the team, because playing man on man is hard. And then at that time, he had an older roster, and then you're like, it's not going to last all season. They're not going to be able to hold up, and they did. It's just, I think he's doing.
Do you think he's playing Ovi too much? Do you think he should be playing the young kids more? We don't know if this is the end, so I understand him wanting to put him out there, but
yeah, I mean, his numbers have been down.
You see C4 earlier in the show, and I kind of agree. His best couple of weeks, I think, of this season was actually when they were playing him like 14 minutes, and it was like conserving him for like certain moments. And I thought
around how many minutes he averaging now?
Right now it's ballooned back up to like 19, 20 again,
Yeah, that's too much. I think you're right about that. I remember when he went on that run, it was about 14, 15, and his shooting accuracy was going up, but the less time that he had on
give Ryan Leonard more time. Just put Ovi on the third line. I know that seems crazy, but just do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just
why
for
not?
this season.
He shifted the lines before, so I mean, I don't have no argument with anything you're saying. So definitely, I mean, if you're trying to make a run to the playoffs, you got to start mixing up, because what you've been doing hasn't been working. So
we basically have to win out and get hope. So I think it's fairly.
Is that bad? I have is that bad?
Yeah. Well, the problem is there's like 5 teams bunched up all within like 8 points. So it's just like that's where it gets difficult.
A regular NHL season.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like you can't jump people because they're right in front of you, and teams are getting loser points. Or like, for example, Boston and New Jersey tied, or went to extra tonight, and so they both get a point, right? So it's like even harder to like get points in those sort of situations. So.
Yeah, I mean the other thing that you have to question is the goaltending. I mean, Charlie, he has the flashes, and he gets against certain teams he's unstoppable, but he isn't consistent. And then with Logan, He always starts off hot. Last year, he remained consistent for most of the season, but he did have a little fall off in the second half. So
For me, I just don't think we're putting up enough points. Like the goaltending's been fine. It's not. I don't think it's the best, but I feel like all of the other players last year were having career years, and they're coming down to earth all at the same time, and that's a problem. Like we're.
That's true.
And also, like our power play and penalty kill are near the bottom of the league. If they were even average, we were talking about it with Janaea last week. If they were even average, we would be in playoff position. And I mean, if we were in the West Coast, we'd be in the playoff position. Like it's just
the Metro is always always a clusterfuck. So
yeah, exactly.
Well,
Well, we'll let you go, but thank you so much, CP3, for being a part of it. I always like to get your insight and your take, and we'll definitely have to find a way to get you back up and chop it up. Maybe go to a Defenders game. They're coming back
the season
again.
coming up. I was just looking at the season start April 11th, and I'm working on a location in Old Town Alexandria for networking events that I'm about to sign a contract with the owner to be Monday through Wednesdays. That I'll have free reign of the place. It's a beautiful outside location on the corner. It's a custard shop, so you can have all you can eat custard along with whatever events I'm throwing. So there could be some sports OTHP events popping up. Sports OTHP consulting definitely, because one of the things I'm working on, I'll disclose before I get out of here, is like I said, working with Santana Moss's nonprofit. I'm trying to coordinate to put an event together at that venue that will be Sports OTHP consulting firm's official coming out party for events, networking, and all things sports related, business, any and everything. So stay on the lookout. Got some good things in the works, and you never know where you might see me popping up at with my cameras.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thank you, CP3. 10 years, man. We did it. That's pretty awesome.
Sir. All right, man.
Awesome.
Y'all have a good rest of the show, and I'll talk to y'all.
All right, later.
Have a good one, man.
Peace out, brother.
Later, man.
All right. That was awesome.
Surprise guest.
Yeah, surprise guest. We got him on. I appreciate you guys taking a break with me for a moment, and I'm going to get the screen back up here. I know we got to get Tim out of here soon, so we'll try to go through these as quickly as we can. We've got where were we? We were looking at this bracket.
Yeah. I think Arun was in the middle, kind of.
I think I finished it to whatever. I was gonna say.
Yeah. So Tim, do you have any thoughts on this side of the bracket?
I just agree with Arun in the sense that I think BYU is an interesting team because besides having one of the best players in all of college basketball, I think they just have a lot of talent and really good recruiting. So that they could go far, and you never know with Gonzaga. They've had some early upsets in the tournament. So I think that second round games could go either way.
Yeah. For sure. I realize it's cutting off the top of this. I'm sorry. There we go. It's a little better. Yeah, it's thank you guys for being in chat. This has been a lively chat tonight. We're talking about how we have Commanders football to look forward to as well. We're not the oldest team in the league anymore. That's true. No, things are going well for the Commanders. They look like they're drafting well. Or not drafting well, sorry. Free agency is going well.
Yeah, a lot of exciting signings, I heard.
Yeah, it's been really good. I think that we've got a lot to look forward to. I think that they've been retooling quickly, and we'll see. It's all about depth and whether or not we've got it or not. Lately, I didn't feel like we had it, and so we'll have to see if these positions pan out or not. All right, let's talk about the top part of this next bracket, which has Michigan playing the play-in team. We got Georgia versus St. Louis, and we got Texas Tech versus Akron, and Alabama versus Hofstra. We'll start with you, Arun. What are your thoughts on this part of the bracket?
I think this bracket is kind of wide open because Michigan had a key injury to Yaxel Lendenborg, who's like a 14 point per game scorer, 14-7 guy, and I think that could be a potential. Alabama could make a decent run if they get it together. And St. Louis as the number 9 seed. I think it's their first time ever maybe not, but they haven't been there in a while, and I think Michigan, because of the injury, they could be upset, and I guess like later down the line, definitely not the UMBC Howard game, but although Howard did play well, I guess according to Carroll, but I think maybe down the line, I don't think Michigan's gonna like win it all, or because of that injury.
Yeah. Tim, what are some of your thoughts?
I just think it's really interesting and funny that UMBC is playing Howard, because it's like basically the closest two teams to us are randomly in that playing round, and then they're gonna get smoked by Michigan by 50 probably.
Yeah.
But that play-in is slightly more interesting than normal, because I'm not usually tuning into that. So I like that matchup. And then Akron, I think, is a big upset pick. Again, a 12-5, that's there's always a 12 seed that wins, and they've had a great season. So a lot of people are going to pick them. I've seen a lot of people pick Michigan to win it all, but yeah, that injury changes a lot, because that Alabama game is going to be tough, and they can't really take it for granted anymore. But yeah, this side of the bracket's pretty interesting. I think we'll see some upsets here.
Yeah. All right, let's go down to the other part of the bracket, which has got Tennessee versus the other play-in team. We got Virginia versus Wright State. We got Kentucky, Santa Clara, and Iowa State, Tennessee State.
Y'all want to hear something funny? Not to cut Arun off. Yeah. You want to hear something funny? Is that when I was picking colleges, when I was graduating in the year 2000, Tennessee State was actually one of those colleges I was accepted to.
Nice.
But I ended up going to Virginia State instead, because at the time I didn't want to be in Tennessee. I wanted to be close to home.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I almost went to Tennessee State though. I heard it was one of the top party schools in the country. That's their reputation, is that they have the top party school in the country.
Nice. I'm sure it'll be fun.
Could be worse place to go then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe with BYU would have been a great party school.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah. All right, so what is your takeaway from this part of the
bracket? Virginia played Duke pretty strong, so I think they could potentially go deep. I kind of agree that they could go to the Elite Eight. Kentucky, a lot of people are picking them to lose in the first round, so we'll see Santa Clara if they can win their first game ever in the tournament. And yeah, Iowa State, I think they got knocked out. I believe they got knocked out early there last year, or year before. Maybe they can redeem themselves, but I think Virginia, and I'm probably picking them at least to go to the Elite Eight. We'll see.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so who are you guys looking to, you think is maybe your biggest Cinderella pick, or your biggest favorite pick, or an interesting storyline that you wanted to talk about? So it could be any of those three topics that you want to talk about. So Tim, is there a Cinderella or a favorite that you wanted to talk about throughout this?
I'll go ahead and say Arizona, just because I think most people are picking Duke and Michigan over them, but I just don't hate Arizona like I hate those other teams. So I think I'm going to root for them because they have a good shot. And then my Cinderella story, I don't know if it's going to happen, but Miami of Ohio, because they only lost one game in their conference tournament. And people, I mean, they nearly didn't get in because of that, because their conference is weak. But it would be very interesting to see them win the play-in and then maybe beat Tennessee and kind of shut people up. Because, yeah, there's a lot of people have been debating if they even belong. So I'm interested to see that play-in game too.
And Arun, is there a Cinderella or a favorite that you want to talk about?
I guess the Cinderella team would be High Point, but I think realistically, I think maybe like a 4 seed. Even though Arizona's like a strong favorite, I think Arkansas, like with A Cup, like I might pick Arizona to win it all, but if they lose early, they might lose to this Arkansas team because A Cup is already drawing great comparisons to like Kyrie Irving or even Allen Iverson. And Calipari is the coach of Arkansas, and he's had some. He might want to redeem himself from some of his poor losses, like Kentucky. So, and then I guess also maybe St. John's with Rick Pitino because they also got knocked out in the second round last year, and they did win the Big East tournament. Maybe that's momentum for them to come out, but that East is loaded, so we'll see what happens.
For sure. Yeah, it'll be a really interesting tournament. It'll be fun to next week sort of take a look at to see how that first week went, and I'm happy we get kind of a bonus March Madness episode next week. We don't always get to do this, but we're going to do our sort of. Tim, you're leaving town, right? This week?
Yeah.
So this will be.
Yeah, I'll probably not be on for a bit, but I can still come on in the near future.
Yeah, you can come in from a different country, possibly. So
Yeah, I won't be the only one in Canada that's been on your show. That's for sure.
True.
In
Not
fact,
even
many,
the
I
last
feel
few
like.
weeks. Yeah, you can join the. But you're the first. Will be the first American in Canada, I guess.
Yeah.
So, there you go. But yeah,
You can get some
making
famous
history.
Canadians on the show, I guess.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, I'll let Tim. Why don't you give your final thoughts on any part of this tournament or anything else you want to talk about before we let you go?
No, just excited to watch the WBC championship tomorrow. A lot of fun storylines there. And again, I mean, 10 years, it's just crazy. I think I've been on in every season. I'm pretty
Yep,
sure.
you and
Yeah.
Arun and
Yeah.
Sith, all three of you guys have been, and now CP3 as well. So we've got,
It's an elite club. Can we
And
get like a gold
RG3.
jacket or something?
Exactly.
Yeah, and RG3s from the
Yeah,
beginning till the end.
right. So,
But
I
it's been
appreciate. We've talked
awesome.
about so many different types of sports together, so it's been cool to talk about a wide
Yeah.
variety of things. Yeah, I think that one of the first episodes was a March Madness where I had you and Arun breaking down something very similar to this. So I think it was like episode 3 or something. So,
Yeah. Time
yeah,
flies when you're having fun.
it's true. Well, thank you so much for all of it, and look forward to having you maybe to start season 11 from the above the border or something. That'd be kind of cool in a couple weeks. So.
Yeah, definitely. I'll see you guys soon.
All right, sounds good. Have a good
Yeah,
one. Have a safe
see
trip.
ya. Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
man. See ya.
All right, Arun. Any final thoughts that you have about the tournament or anything else that you wanted to talk about, whether it be football or basketball?
No RG3 update really, and we'll see what happens with the Commanders. And I'm excited for the offseason, although I think they still need to get a center probably. But we'll see. They still have plenty of time to go, and I think they'll probably be better than whatever win total they had last season. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Do you think there's any chance the Wizards win the game this week, or you think that the tank just continues?
The tank is very strong, so I don't know. It's like
Well, Trae Young left the game tonight against Golden State with a quad contusion, so he's probably gonna be gone for about 3 games, maybe.
Yeah,
4.
he shot like 7 of 10 from the field or something. So he was playing pretty well, and in that game, Trey Johnson he had like a terrible game. The last game he had like double digits. But I don't know. Sarr and Keyshawn George didn't play in this game, and hopefully they faked the injury because hopefully Trey could get well soon because he's actually had real injuries. And the Warriors tonight were playing without Steph, and the Warriors still won. So maybe they'll play another tanking team, but I don't think they're really
The
that.
Wizards are good about making it believable, though. They've gone a game to an overtime. They got it close, down to single.
Oh yeah, Bilal
digits.
Coulibaly had like 12 points in the last 2 minutes of the regulation game to send that game to overtime. I thought maybe they could win against Orlando, but Orlando was actually the hottest team one of the hottest teams in the league. They had like 6 wins in a row after that win against the Wizards. So
I will say though, Trae Young, the last couple games that he played in last week against Orlando, 15.6 assists and 11 and 6 assists against Boston. So he is actually, we're finally getting to see production from someone that we created a lot of capital for to get. So I'm glad to see this, but I'm not glad to see that he's once again injured. I feel like that dude is about as soft as drugstore cotton. See, like anybody touches him and something's broken. It's like, what the hell, bro? But anyway,
he is a very light guy. It's like probably weighs the same as me, like 160 or 170. But he did get to the conference finals one year, so maybe he can put it together. And speaking of injury-prone guys, Anthony Davis coming back next year, so that guy might be more injury-prone than Trae Young. So let's take it easy at Trae Young and direct. Hopefully, Anthony Davis stays healthy long enough so they can trade him, maybe. But I'm not optimistic about giving him a long-term deal. Let's just put it that way.
That's funny. Well, Arun, I appreciate it as always. Do you have any prediction? Do you think that USA will win the World Baseball Classic?
I think they'll win, but I'm not as patriotic as I was when the hockey team won after. But we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll get to go to the White House too. But I don't know. I'm just not as amped up for this after the hockey game.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. This has been a weird tournament. It's not gone the way I expected it to go, for sure.
Yeah,
so.
I thought the U.S. was last week. Wes Tim was saying I thought that blunder was going to cost them, but it didn't. So I think now with that out the window, I think they should win, but you never know in baseball.
Yeah, especially with these one games, it's tough.
And especially with the fact that Italy kind of had Venezuela on the ropes until the later innings, and then Venezuela was able to bring it back. So that's something that the U.S. is going to have to really think about, is that once they get them down, you press on the neck and you crush the windpipe, as Doc Walker said on a radio broadcast. I mean, you got to just crush them. You can't let them hang around, because if you let them hang around, then you're going to get what Italy got. So that's
they'll be playing with a lot of pride, I think, too, because of what Tim mentioned.
Also, U.S. has a huge advantage having a day off, and then like Venezuela has to play today and then tomorrow. I think that shouldn't be overlooked in baseball, and like a one day rest could be helpful, especially at this time of year when they're still getting, set up. So we'll see if that has an impact. The
game's in Miami, so we'll see what happens.
Yes. Oh, it is in Miami, so it's not in...
Oh, I thought it was in Houston.
Okay.
I don't know. I just checked Google. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Google is lying to me.
No, who knows? All right, Arun. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show, as always. Maybe we'll have you back on next week to give our second round thoughts, and we'll see.
Hopefully I'm not crying over Villanova losing to Arizona, but I think that's going to be...
I think. I'll be crying over potentially 2 out of 3 teams. Hopefully not UNC too. So we'll see. It's not looking good for my favorite teams. They're all in one bracket too.
And happy 10-year anniversary. Thank
you so much. I appreciate it. Oh wow, Benson, it says that you subbed. Is that right? I'm confused, but it didn't show the display of the thing. But I appreciate it if you did sub. The chat said that you did. But thank you everyone for tuning in and being a part of it. Ryan, thank you for the resub, and Lobe Sky for the 1 month tier 1, as well as the 10 gifted subs, and Champ resubbed as well, and so I appreciate that. It's been a really fun stream, and Champ, before we get out of here, I do want you to talk a little bit about your promo that you cut that's on the page, and a little bit about that team that you're building over there and what you're trying to do over there.
So Fight Club, they were supposed to have a show back in February, but it had to be postponed because of the impending winter weather that ended up not happening. But you got to err on the side of caution there. So the rescheduled show was yesterday. It was called The Cookout, and they made sure they had a cookout. They had a catering company there that served barbecue food, which was absolutely amazing, by the way. But so this show right here was basically taking what we started to build last year and really starting to see it start to come to fruition. So my character, my name is Kenneth Wright Esquire. You have to say the whole thing like a pimp named Slipback or a Tribe Called Quest. Kenneth Wright Esquire.
Nice.
I made my debut and I was trying to bring in someone who's a top talent in the promotion, and it took a couple shows, but I finally got around to him, and he's now part of the group. So at this show, we brought in two new guys as well to the group, and we decided that we're not going to play politics, we're not going to play diplomacy. We have decided that now we're going to take what belongs to us, what belongs to the Wright Enterprises. And that's what we're going to do from that here on out. We're not going to be all kind and be all wishy-washy. No, we're letting you know we're not waiting, we're taking. So that's what brought about that promo. It was like, okay, we done built the foundation's been built. We need to start building upon that foundation. And so
is there a tag team and a singles person in your team?
Yes. Those the two youngins that was to my left in the promo, they're kind of new to the promotion and whatnot, and they put them with me because they have a lot of faith in my talking ability.
Mm-hmm.
And so they know that I could sell those kids and sell them as a legitimate threat, which not hard to do. But this was the most fun I've had at a Fight Club show as part of the locker room. And don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of fun times there, but this was like a new level of fun that I had because I was involved in so many different parts of the show with my crew and everything like that. It was honestly like it was the dream I never thought I would have. And it's coming true, which is being a part of the pro wrestling atmosphere, not just as a fan, but, as an actual talent. And, I never in a million years thought that this would be happening. And it's a really, really awesome experience. And if you live in the DC metropolitan area and you want to attend a show, make sure y'all follow them on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Fight Club Pro, and the I is actually the number 1. So make sure you put that in and follow them and get notified when they have the next show. I think the next show is going to be actually next month. So there might be some information on tickets and everything. They're really not that far off the beaten path. They're at the VFW Hall number 108 in Cheverly, Maryland. That's where they usually have the shows at. And so, if you are a wrestling fan, you pour in hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to go see the AEW or WWE. Why not spend $20-$30 to come see indie wrestling, see the passion and the hunger that these young men and women have to try to get to the big time, that they're, putting their bodies, through hell and taking an incredible risk in front of like 40 people inside of VFW Hall, but that is, indie wrestling is basically the passion and the foundation of professional wrestling in general, because again, you have a bunch of guys and gals who are down there in the trenches, like just grinding away, taking long drives. I mean, hours upon hours on the road to go and perform and just get your name out there. A lot of wrestling fans may recognize his name, Sugar Duncanson. He was a big time name in Ring of Honor. He even made appearances with AEW. He's known as Shug D for short. He was actually the Fight Club's top champion, but at an indie show down in the Carolinas, he actually lost that championship to a current AEW talent in Bishop Khan, who's part of the Demand. And so part of our crusade that we did at this show was to we started off with a little bit of a, sort of a warning to Suge D, as well as the guy who holds the secondary championship at Fight Club, the Chocolate City Championship. His name is O'Shea Edwards, another one who's been in big time promotions like Ring of Honor and places like that. So got to verbally joust with them. That's when our new guys got introduced, and it was just a lot of things that happened. But it was a lot of fun. It was a great experience. I can't wait for the next show because they're going to start to build upon that. And I'm really excited to, be able to do something like this and not have to worry about, not have to worry about putting damage on my body by bumping inside the ring. I don't have to do that. All I have to do is talk trash and make people mad at me.
Nice. No, that'll be cool. So did they actually have a match, or was this just sort of a setup for the next match kind of thing?
Well, my top client, his name is Tyler Moore. He had a match. He was in a fatal 4-way to start the show. He ended up winning it fair and square, by the way. I don't care what the footage says. He won fair and square. See, I had to get a little bit in the character there. But anyway, he was in there, and then the guys, the two young guys that are going to be a tag team, got involved in a beatdown segment, and then played distraction for the other one to come in a gauntlet match. And so they got some action in the ring. They got to show their shit off a little bit, and going to work with them. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about what's to come when it comes to myself and Wright Enterprises. I'm really, really excited.
I love the character. I love that you get to do this. It's really cool. I'm happy to get to promo you instead of you promoting something else. So that's kind of fun. So that's awesome. People should go check it out. I did put the link in chat of the Fight Club Pro with the one instead of the I there. Real quickly before we get out of here, do you want to really quickly talk about DC United? They did get a win.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got to talk about the win against Chicago Fire up there in Soldier Field. They won 2-1 in regular time. It came down to the last several minutes of the second half of this game. Hugo Kuipers got the first goal of the game on a penalty kick in the 81st minute, but then DC United was able to put in get two unanswered to win this one. Matti Peltola got the game tied up at 1-1 in the 84th minute before Ty Barbaro in the 5th minute of extra time on a penalty kick got one in the back of the net to give DC a 2-1 victory. 13 shots for Chicago, 7 for DC, and both of them had 3 shots on target. Chicago held on to possession of the soccer ball for 65% of the game, DC United 35%. But with the victory now, if the season were to end today, DC United would not be in the play-in game. They would actually be in the MLS playoffs as the 5th seed. They currently sit 2 wins, 2 losses, and 0 ties, 6 points. They sit at 5th in the Eastern Conference table. But a big win for DC United on the road and just really bringing it back at the end to get the W and get the 3 points. So good on them.
Yeah, that was a big road win. And then next week on Saturday, they're playing at Atlanta, who is one of the bottom teams in the league, and they got to keep putting some distance between themselves and at least try to get themselves another win here on the road to make it 2-2. It was a tough start to March, losing the first 2 games, but hopefully they're able to pick up a second win coming up this upcoming Saturday. And so we'll preview that one. Recap that one next week. Any other sports? Do you want to talk about any of the off-season moves by the Commanders or any of the Nationals spring training stuff before we get out of here?
Yeah, we can talk quickly about the Nash spring training. They are continuing to show that they could be a tough team to deal with in the regular season. They had a 3-3 record this past week with wins against Miami. They beat them 7-5. They beat the Cardinals 3-1, and they beat the Astros 3-2. They did have losses to the Mets 8-3. To the same Marlins team that they beat, they lost to them 4-1, and they also lost to the Cardinals 6-3. So it's only a couple of more weeks until the season gets started for the Nationals, and it's a little under or just about about a week away. So close to 7 more sleeps until the DC Defenders begin to defend the UFL championship. I cannot wait for that season to get started. That's going to be a fun one, and it seems like Fox is at least trying to advertise more and more UFL games, which that was one of the knocks that you had last season, Robbie, was that it seemed like these TV partners aren't advertising this league enough for the partnership that they have with the UFL.
Advertisements, but I feel like on their programming, like they should be talking about it too. Like it's
right.
I think that it's a good product, and they sort of seem to be like, oh, we have this. Kind of reminds me of like when ESPN has bowling, right? Or they just throw it on. They don't talk about it, do anything else. It's like, but this is like a really good product. I feel like they should, try to push it a little bit harder. So hopefully they do. I really, truly, in my heart of heart, feel like this is a make or break year for the league because they moved around some franchises, but they got to start breaking even because they've been losing money these last couple of seasons.
Yeah, it hasn't been good, especially even with having these TV deals with Disney and Fox and everything like that. It just seems like they're not getting ahead.
Yeah, I feel like they're hemorrhaging money, so I just can't imagine that. It sucks. It's a good product. I don't really know how to get in front of more eyeballs and be able to sell more at the gate because we've had a blast every year that we've gone. We'll have to figure out another game to go to for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. With that, I think we've got about 3 minutes left until the end of the show. I just want to thank everyone for being a part of it. From you and Sith and C4 doing the wrestling thing. We got Gil and Anna and C4 doing the hockey, and having Carol do a guest appearance as well. Was great, and I've been getting so many wishes on the side and in chat of the 10-year celebration. So 3 minutes of termination in public, exactly. But thank you, Ryan, for coming through as well. Thank you, everyone, for coming through in chat. Whether you've been lurking or been chatting, I can see it all, and I really appreciate it. Thank you again for all the subs and the resubs and the gift subs and all that sort of stuff as well. It means a lot. I didn't know where it would be 10 years ago. In fact, the reason I was joking that we got to end it at midnight, because at midnight, that's exactly when it is 10 years. So I thought it would be very fitting to try to end it pretty close to that. But I hope that everyone has a great St. Patrick's Day. Champ, let people know when is the No Spots this week.
Yes, so we are bringing. We have the New Japan New Japan Cup recap coming up tomorrow night, Tuesday night. We're going to be recapping a lot. The first round, second round, and the quarterfinals of the New Japan Cup all happened, and so we're going to be talking about all that and looking ahead to the semifinals and the finals of the tournament coming up later this week. So we got that coming up on on Tuesday at 7 p.m. We also, this coming Sunday, we're back on our regularly scheduled day and time on Sunday. We're going to be talking about AEW Revolution. We're going to be talking about all the fallout from Revolution, plus all what happened on tonight's episode of Raw and what's going to happen and what happens on this coming Friday's episode of SmackDown and all of that good stuff. That's coming up Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And you can find that on Twitch and Kick at True No Spots Pod, as well as on Facebook, facebook.com/True No Spots Pod. And if you cannot make the live streams, that's okay, because the audio goes up within 2 days on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. So we got you covered on that as well. And I just now started listening to my own podcast when I do Grubhub or Instacart, and it's refreshing, I will say, to actually listen to what I produce, because I normally didn't. I would just put it up and then don't think about it.
Yeah, I actually like going back and listening too. I think, I not to toot our own home, but I think we do a really good job, with this show. And I know that, some weeks you get crazy numbers, some weeks you never know, and, today, I mean, on Twitch, it's been, great all night long. I really appreciate it. YouTube, people can check that out as well. But what a great run, for your podcast, the podcast network, your radio network, getting to see CP3 again. It's been months since I've gotten to see him live on the show, and so it's fun to always get him back into the fold. And just really great run. I just want to thank everyone for believing in this show. I mean, we started off as a radio show, and then in the pandemic, when I couldn't have people in the studio here passing the phone around, that's what we used to do. Is we used to have a camera on Facebook Live as well as a home phone that we would pass around that would then go, and then I would control it remotely, and then people would call in like Sith and others. And thanks to Jason for starting the network. Rest in peace, Black GOP. Thanks to Hurt for believing in us and being our first producer, and all the different people behind the scenes and being a part of it and calling in over the years. Really amazing stuff. And I love how the Avs have given up right now against the Penguins 7-2, but I'm sure they'll show up against us this weekend. I love the 2D enlarged emote. Thank you so much for gigantifying that. That's awesome. Some fun news you might like, Lisa. We got tickets for Zach and Zara for her birthday for when she turns 5.
I think it's coming back. I'm waiting to see. I think it's coming back. I'm waiting to see. I think we're back. Hang on.
Are we back?
We're back now.
Excuse me. Okay, all right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. All right, we'll try to finish it up. I don't even know how that happened, but a lot of crazy storms in the area, so I'm just happy we got this far. I was just saying, thank you to everyone for being a part of it. All the great, stuff that we've done. 5 championships we've covered. Getting to, one of my favorite moments, Ken, is when you and I got to go to that bar and we got to watch that Miami game and we got to rent out the bar and have a SportsOTHP live at the bar.
Those were fun times. I tell you,
that was a really fun time. And they got CP3 got this on the radio for a time. So we've done so many different things. We had Olympic medalists. We had Doc Walker, and we had Grant Paulson, from 106.7 The Fan. We had, just, it's been so cool to be able to talk to people all over the world, talk about their favorite sports, whether it be Canada. We've had people from, Brazil on, and, other places and other countries. And, just what a cool opportunity to be able to get to meet people. Because when I started this as a radio show, I didn't know. And I brought it to Twitch. It wasn't popular the first time I brought it, but a lot of people in the music community, including Carly, who's here earlier, and Andy, who's here earlier, giving me, the push to, hey, stick with it, do this. And I'm so happy that I did. We're coming up, we'll be 5 years on Twitch coming up in May, which is really cool. And, or it's 5 weeks affiliate in May. We've been on Twitch now for over 6 years. We've gone from RG3 to Jaden Daniels, as everyone says in chat. But I just want to thank everyone for being a part of the run. Like, what a cool thing. And, we'll definitely cover the end of Ovechkin's career, whatever that might be, and hopefully continue this going. I never thought we'd make it to a season 11 or 10 years. So, who knows how far we'll take this. And So it'll be really cool. But I really appreciate the friendship made along the way. And you guys are all been great. We're gonna go visit a friend of mine. I think. Let me see. Is he still on? His name is Scat Cat. And he's a pretty cool streamer. Let me just do. Who is Scat Cat? And people can learn about them as well. And yeah, so hopefully everybody is back and can join the raid. All right, I'm going to just grab that one. You can feel free to grab any of the tailored messages that you want to do. All right, I'm going to grab that last one that we got. But yeah, anyway, we do have a new scuba video coming out tomorrow on Grow Scuba. And so go check that out. Obviously, go check out all of Champ stuff over the No Spots podcast. Go check out the Power Play Point podcast as well. Go check out the scuba stuff. I'll have a stream on Wednesday on Twitch where I'm going to be showcasing a 15-minute long scuba movie that we're doing. And we'll hopefully be releasing that on Thursday as well. So come back and we'll take a look at that on Wednesday. It'll be in the early afternoon. For that one, around 12:30 is when we usually do our Wednesday edit streams. Next Monday will be the last episode of Season 10 of Sports on the Hill podcast. That'll be at 9, and then we'll take 2 weeks off. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and being a part of this. We will see you soon. Bye.
Gokigenyo, sayonara.